Hello everyone, and welcome back to Darksiders. This time with Chaos Counseling and
not couples therapy.
This is something we've been talking about doing for a while, revisiting the game that started the channel.
And obviously with not me holding the controller.
Yeah, I will be in the driver's seat this time. We're also going to be playing the Warmaster edition of the game, not the original. I don't remember like a ton of differences other than the Warmaster edition has like, there wasn't DLC for the first one, but it's on the next gen console. I'm going to be playing it on a PlayStation 5. So I think, and I do remember it played smoother. But yeah, all the way back when we were just recording straight off our Hapouch and then uploading the raw footage.
God.
Thankfully this time, hey Breakfast Diner. Yeah, but glad you're back for a stream, and this is a very, very important series for us. It's like, Darksiders is a franchise we are not unfamiliar with on this channel.
No, I mean, we've beaten the second and the third one.
And we were streaming Darksiders Genesis, but it was a little too much for you.
Yeah.
So that's one
I'm not a Darksiders player. I enjoy the concept and the aesthetic and the story, but man, gameplay not my style.
And especially since Darksiders 4 or 5 has been officially announced. The reason why I say 4 or 5 is because the fourth Darksiders game wasn't a numbered entry. So it's possible the next Darksiders game will be called Darksiders 4, or it could be Darksiders 5, or it could be called something else. It could be Darksiders...
Apocolypse Now.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see, Breg says, Val says, never watched any of your Darksiders stuff. This will be fun. Yeah. So
I recommend watching through our second and our third our games, because Flaze was in control of Darksiders 2, which was hilarious.
Yeah,
I think that's where the Candyland War happened.
That is where the Candyland War. That's where Franklin came from.
That's right, boss.
That's where twerking on the wall came from.
And then just the third game was just a treat because that was Sunshine playing.
Oh, here we go.
Since the dawn of time, the armies of heaven and hell have waged an endless war. Drawn to the conflict was the Charred Council, an entity bound by ancient laws to preserve order and balance. It held that any great power, unchecked, threatened the very fabric of the universe. In time, heaven and hell came to honor the council and its laws, for none were beyond the swift and terrible justice of the council's enforcers. A fearsome brotherhood known as the Four Horsemen.
I don't think the original game had those
Amid the
silhouettes.
turmoil,
Oh, that's nice.
the first humans emerged. The council foretold that these weak but cunning creatures would someday be integral to the balance.
I don't think they meant to, but Adam's silhouette looks like death.
The kingdom was named the kingdom
I mean,
of man.
I tiddle with
Order of the
death
council,
and
a truce was
hard to be.
forged between heaven and hell. The great pact was bound by 7 seals to be broken at the appointed time, when man's kingdom stood ready for the end war. A battle that would bring balance and determine the ultimate fate of the 3 kingdoms.
But sorry, to quickly answer your question, Breakfast in between cutscenes, Darksiders are hack and slash type games. There's more to it than that, but that is a point that I'll need to talk in a little more depth, and I want to wait till we get to actual gameplay to take a bite into that. Because unfortunately, not having a clear answer to that question is part of the reason why the Darksiders franchise is... Yeah, it looks so good. Because again, this was originally released for Xbox and PlayStation 3 and PC, which still had AV cable support. This is the Warmaster edition, and I'm not playing the PlayStation 5 version of the Warmaster edition. We're just playing the PlayStation 4 version on a PS5, mostly because our space on our PlayStation 5 memory is a little limited. Yes, War is the playable character in this game.
Oh, I forgot that the meteors were fighting demons and angels.
Yep. I mean,
Can the humans not? Oh, Jesus. Can the humans not see them?
No, this They can.
They can? Okay.
Yeah, the cutscenes, even for the Xbox and PlayStation 3 era, yes, they've been touched up for the Warmaster edition, but they're really good.
You could tell that they're still, like, not early. Like, this is late Xbox 360 graphics kind of deal, but they've been prettied.
Yep. And I mean, like, the trailers that were made for Darksiders 2 were cinematic as fuck.
Oh, you're fucking dead, but the Xenomorph demon. Jesus.
This match is like the intro for Sonic Unleashed for me. Yeah, no, that's, well, I mean, given how good the intro of Sonic Unleashed is, I don't think that's an unfair comparison.
I don't know how smart that actually was.
What do you mean?
Getting in a bus.
I think their thought process was the monsters are too big to get in the bus with us, but they didn't think about the monsters picking up the bus.
I mean, like, honestly, they were dead no matter what. I
Fair
can't
enough.
really blame them for trying to live for 10 more seconds, but...
And here we have the player character for this first game.
Voiced by the same man as every other big, burly man in the era.
Breakfast called the monsters Demomorphs or Demomorphs.
Demomorphs. Oh, whoa. Weird downgrade of graphics. Ah.
Alright, just getting re-familiar
Yeah, no.
with the controls. Okay, so...
Like, it's prettier than the Xbox 360, but it's just, like, compared to the cutscenes, it's just jarring. Because it got very saturated in color all of a sudden.
Which, to be fair, was how the original game was, too. It's just, again, because the original game was designed to be compatible with AV cables, the color contrast wasn't quite as stark.
No.
Okay, I know there's a way to guard, I just...
They might not have taught you yet.
Fair enough. But yeah, so cutscene budget will remain cutscene budget. Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's true. Maybe they'll teach you to guard with the big guy.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think, isn't it like one of the shoulder buttons?
Yeah, let's see. So
Like
guard.
RB or something?
Oh, well, right.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Balrog of Morgoth. I still think out of all the super forms for the Four Horsemen, I do still think this one is my favorite. Albeit Strife's is pretty cool.
I don't remember Strifes. I think
It's because you don't really get a good look at it due to the perspective that Genesis
You know,
plays in.
I'm not playing.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
a phone. I can look at all the super forms and make an informed decision.
I think it's sad to say, but Fury is the most uninspired out of all of them. Oh, well, I mean, okay, Death's is just the Grim Reaper, but... Oh, I totally forgot that thing was visible in this opening level. It's one of the Guardians.
Hi, buddy. Is that Franklin?
It's Franklin's younger brother that was loved more by mom and dad.
Aww. Fuck you, Tobias.
My place right now. Oh, that sucks, man. At least I think those are called Guardians. Oh. Hey, Angel. I like the designs of the angels in this game, in this franchise. Sorry, but back to your original question and why it's complicated, about what kind of game Darksiders is. Darksiders is at its fundamental core a hack-and-slash adventure game. The problem is every Darksiders game has, for lack of a better word, chased trends, in a sense. Let's eval. Rain ended here, but we have a advisory. Oh dear, what is
happening?
That really stinks, Val. But so yeah, if you guys didn't notice, my health bar just dropped significantly, and I lost my super form. And War himself is kind of confused as to what's going on. That is important for this opening, for the story. But so the first Darksiders game was basically God of War mixed with The Legend of Zelda. And you will see there are many elements in this game that mirror Legend of Zelda to a T. Like, we have pieces of heart that we collect to get another tick on our health meter. After you beat every dungeon, I believe you get a full-on heart container from beating the boss. And every dungeon has like a new item that you get that's used very much in the puzzle solving for that game, or for that dungeon. So yeah, very Legend of Zelda. Well, the thing was when the second
Ooh, you're
game,
about to die, bitch.
yeah, again, like, so something that's kind of present in this game and some of the other games is that War, like the only leveling up War can do in this game is that his weapons can be buffed.
Yeah.
So after my power got cut, in addition to losing a ton of health, my weapons power got cut too. Anyway, Darksiders 2, when it came out in the wake of Skyrim and Assassin's Creed.
Oh, right. Those skulls are more health bar. That's right.
Yeah. Graphics remind me of that one British game on Xbox, but not a popular one. I'm not familiar, unfortunately, so I can't. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. So the second game played more like an Assassin's Creed game, if I'm being honest, with fake open world elements. Like,
It was like Assassin's Creed meets Zelda.
yeah,
Because the dungeons were still very Zelda.
agreed. Yeah, I would say that the Darksiders 2 was kind of similar to the pseudo open world in the first Assassin's Creed game. During this too. Do you mean like during those like two that are, or during the two games we're comparing it to, or then THQ went out of business pretty quick after. Oh,
Rad.
nice. Went out of business pretty quickly after Darksiders 2 came out. In fact, Darksiders 2 was supposed to be the game that saved the struggling THQ, and it went out of business, which kind of ended in the future of Darksiders being unknown. Like, possibly it was never going to continue. But then THQ was bought and merged with another company to become THQ Nordic, who handled the publication of the series since. And then about 5 years later, we got Darksiders 3. Now, a few important things to note about Darksiders 3 is that under new management, certain things that were kind of established in... Because there was a graphic novel and a book that were released to promote Darksiders 2. I'm pretty sure they threw out every bit of continuity from the book, the graphic novel, and even the prequel comic. Because there was a short prequel comic that was released as a pre-order bonus for this game. And the reason why I say they ignored that is because War and Death had a much more hostile relationship in that prequel comic than they do in any other piece of media out there. And,
Are you gonna vote?
Fury's design was retconned. Now, I know this is a hot take. Fury's new design is better than what she had in that original graphic novel.
Why are you destroying the AC in this heat wave? You're gonna kill people.
I'm an asshole.
Oh.
I don't know. I think just because I was playing, just streamed Epic Mickey this morning, my thought process is destroy the environment to get money. But I'm like, wait.
Probably can't get that in this intro.
Yeah, no, we actually... There we go. Now we don't get access to currency until we meet
Fulgrim, right?
Correct. So Darksiders 3 was something of a continuation / soft reboot of the franchise as a whole. Because I think they're basically like, we're not going to touch on the comic books or the books anymore. We're just going off... Oh, wait, by the way, have you two played one of the two parkour games? Just that one 2-player parkour game, just asking. It's the 2-player parkour game.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
know.
the only parkour game I know of, besides, I guess, technically Assassin's Creed, but that's not parkour, really, is, Mirror's Edge. But I didn't think that was multiplayer.
I didn't think it was either.
But also Mirror's Edge is old, and I don't know how many people really know it anymore, because it was even a cult hit, yeah, back in the day.
And I heard the sequel wasn't as good.
No, I've heard that too.
But yeah, sorry, real quick. So after Darksiders 3 was brought back from the dead and Fury got a awesome makeover, I really do prefer her official desigin.
Oh,
also,
Jesus.
I didn't like that. That hurt. And they also redid her personality. Let's see, Breakfast was gonna need titles to understand what the hell you're talking about. Yeah. Words. So when Darksiders 3 came out, Dark Souls was not new by any means, but was really popular. So Darksiders 3 was now a Dark Souls inspired game. And then when Darksiders Genesis came out, because it starred Strife, the horseman who uses guns, they decided to take inspiration from I don't know what game or what series, and it was a twin-stick top-down shooter.
Honestly, it had weirdly Diablo vibes.
Yeah, well, I think you're probably only saying that because of the camera angle, right?
I mean, the camera angle, and as well as the kind of beat-em-up aspects of it. Like, I know Diablo's not, like, crazy beat-em-up, but you do deal with hordes.
It's like, I've only...
From what I've seen. I have not played Diablo. I've only, like, watched it over my cousin's shoulder as a kid.
Like, I briefed, like, one of my roommates basically was, when he was giving me a copy of Skyrim on my PC, he also installed a bunch of other games he illegally pirated without my permission, because he wanted more people, and Diablo 1 and 2 were some of them, because he wanted to play with someone, and I just couldn't get into either of those games. I just felt they were too clunky and uninteresting. Darksiders just seems a real good competition at the time, right? No, it's not that Darksiders has had really good competition at the time. It's that they've failed to properly carve out an own unique identity. Because again, I really feel like every game is chasing some trend. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was absolutely in love with the world and some of the characters, I would have abandoned this series due to just how desperate it feels at times, if you know what
I mean, I honestly thought you were here just for the edgy Christian fanfic.
You're not wrong. I mean, let's be real. This game is what got me into writing edgy Christian fiction. Like, my very brief stint of writing, like, I was writing a apocolypse story about the Horseman of Death and the Angel of Death. 100% inspired because of this game. I had another fiction story that I dropped because of how anti-Christian it got that was about the 7 deadly sins. But, again, I wouldn't care now, but...
What is this? Where are my brothers? This cannot be the final seal.
My lord!
You took my arm with you, bitch! Okay, no.
How did this happen?
By the way, it might be kind of hard to hear, but there's a horn that's blowing every time War seems to struggle and lose power.
He caught a birdie. What in heaven's name have you done?
I answer the call.
Business story, Bayonetta, but without any self-awareness or satire. No, I would not say that whatsoever. Now, granted, I'm not as familiar with Bayonetta, but no, that is not what Darksiders is at all. Because again, the story of Darksiders is great. The problem with Darksiders is, again, the not carving out an identity per se. Because, again, in terms of, like, gameplay is where it's failed to carve out an identity in terms of, like, having a consistent gameplay style everyone can look forward to, again, outside of, like, say, hack and slash. But their identity really comes from their visuals, their narrative, and their world. Because the worlds are always great. And as meh as Darksiders 2 could get, what its strongest points was just how visually distinct every area was. Gotcha.
Get him.
Sorry, 1 second. So it wasn't as unique as but was good. Yeah, it was good, as far as I understand. The Horsemen turning against Heaven because they see how fucked Godly Beings are. Actually, no. The Horsemen were actually never on Heaven's side. Like,
They're technically a neutral party.
yeah. Their job is to make sure that Heaven and Hell play nice with each other until it's time for,
Apocalypse.
yeah. However, based on how Abaddon, who was the leader, that angel that got squished, he's the commander of Heaven's armies. It was like, wait, what? What the fuck? Why are you here? The Seventh Seal! The Seventh Seal! Again, I'm just making sure I call attention to that, because, yeah, it's not... They don't call quite enough attention to that, in my opinion.
Oh, that wasn't enough. Rude.
I mean, yeah, I guess this is technically a multi-phase fight, so... Fair enough.
I love that the distinguish between the two phases, technically, is I shook the ground a bit.
Yeah.
I showed off our craft. Which I'm sure for, that was the whole point for the 360 version. Like,
Yeah.
I don't truly think it's bad or anything, but it's funny. It's funny now. Get him.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's kind of part of the reason why I'm always do have some issues with remakes or re-releases of old games that all they do is add a fresh coat of paint, Because I'm like, part of what made them good was that they were product of the times that went above and beyond, When you just slap a new coat of paint on, it's like, well, now it just looks a little nicer, but still plays
Exactly the same.
so now I'm going to be way more harsher because it's harder to take it in as a product of the time.
It's also, sometimes it's like, oh, those graphical choices of kind of being muddy was to hide flaws.
Exactly. Like, again, you never really question the draw distance in games like Ocarina of Time or Quest 64 or Silent Hill, because the game's muddy graphics either hid them or, in the case of Silent Hill, found a very clever way of working it into the game's lore by just adding fog.
Yeah.
But again, once you upscale that with better graphics, your eye's a lot more likely to notice these flaws, Now again, in some cases, let's take the Ocarina of Time remake on the 3DS. They did, and heck, even the Wind Waker HD remaster, they did at the very least try to fix some pacing issues that those original games had. So there was still a benefit to playing... Oh, and there's the horn again. There was a benefit of playing those upscaled versions, even though they now...
Oh. Well, fuck you, buddy.
Lost.
The law has been broken. And so have you, horsemen.
Also, the Horsemen are, like, universally hated across all the realms. Because, while everyone abides by the will of the Charred Council, nobody likes the Charred Council.
Which should have been evidence of later stuff, but,
When the seventh seal is broken, 4 horsemen shall ride forth to punish the wicked. Be they sons of men, lords of heaven, or the dregs of hell. All upon the earth will be judged, and the pact forged anew.
Yeah, I glanced at it.
You forget your post, horsemen. You forget the law. No call was given, yet the destroyer marched, and there you were found, under his black banner, if the claims are true. To hell with your claims. The seals were broken. I was summoned. Then where are the other horsemen? Were they not summoned as well? The 7 seals are hidden, as they have been since the pact was forged eons ago. All of them intact. There was no call. You aided the Dark Ones, broke a sacred covenant that has doomed mankind, and threatened the balance. Do you deny it? When I rode, heaven and hell were already at war. Abaddon was there. He knew something. Abaddon
race against the demons, and still you accuse me?
Your defeat proves nothing. Likely the Destroyer cast you aside when he was finished with you. You have defiled the law, Horseman. You will be punished.
I serve only the Council. Only the balance. As the Horsemen always have. Send me back. I will punish the ones responsible.
How? What hope do you have against the Destroyer's armies? You are powerless.
Then I will fail, and the demons will have carried out your sentence.
Very well. You will return to the Earth, but you will be watched. Come forth.
Is that necessary, buddy?
Yes.
There is. There you are.
Hi, Mark Hamill.
Oh, for some reason I thought he was only in Darksiders.
No, he's not in Darksiders at all.
Oh, man, I made him there. Oh, wait, I'm thinking of Crowman. That's who I was thinking of, who had a weird...
Yeah, he's not voiced by Mark Hamill.
No, but I think that's just who I put Mark Hamill in place of.
You know, I do love the fact that they actually had to make this platform bigger for the boss fight in Darksiders 3. Anyway, so Breakfast like, why is one of my favorite Pokemon ghost types? I couldn't tell you. And he said, like, the crushing thing reminds him of God of War. That's intentional. This game was only made because of God of War's popularity. I mean, there's a reason why, out of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, the one you play as in this first game is War.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say it's just because of God of War, though, because, I mean, they were probably making the game in the background, but...
It's just by the same time, there was a big enough gap in between God of War, the first God of War's game on the PlayStation 2, and this game's release in 2010 or 2009, that... Am I willing to believe that this game would have existed without it? I'm just saying, I find it very unlikely this game would have been made had it not been for God of War. But, I don't know, but yeah, Breakfast probably because, you know, ghost types are cool.
The souls of the dead will be your currency.
Oh, here we go.
Some enemies are more easily bought than killed.
I love that they imply that you can bribe enemies instead of fighting them for some reason with that.
Which you cannot.
Yeah. The only person that you can bribe, technically, is the shopkeep, and that's one dude.
And ironically, the shopkeep's the only character who's in every single Darksiders game. Which is part of the reason why he got a statue alongside the horseman.
Yeah.
The Council confers with demons now, does it?
Since the truce was broken, some demons have fallen from the Destroyer's favor. Vulgrim is one such outcast.
Okay, but
He has long sought an audience with us.
How long have I been here?
We'll make it.
Now, Darksiders Genesis actually kind of retcons War's discussed with Vulgrim, because War, it's established in Genesis, War knows Vulgrim. He's worked with Vulgrim before.
I'm sure it's, honestly, that disdain is more towards the Council of what happened to your neutrality, bitches.
Fair enough. Now, I will say this game did come out before Dead Cells, so... That one is probably just a coincidence.
Let's lay down a few ground rules. Until this is over, you're a dog on a leash. I say bark, you bark. And if I have to kick you, you'd better not bare your teeth. Understand? Or should I teach you to play dead?
What a terrible watcher.
Yeah. Yeah, the Watcher's
Good boy.
origins is something that I think has been retconned out of the franchise, because it was established in the books. And that's one thing that I do kind of wish, and I'd still and again, I assume it's been retconned out. I can't prove that it is or not.
Fury had a watcher too, right?
Sort of.
It was like a lady though.
Yeah, it was a female Watcher, and spoilers for Darksiders 3. Spoilers for Darksiders 3. If you want to watch your Darksiders 3 content, leave now and come back in about a minute. The Watcher in Darksiders 3 was actually Envy in disguise.
That's right.
But yeah, Watchers are basically just a slave race in service of the Council. Just kind of do their bidding and are just completely loyal, no questions asked, you know?
Yeah.
But so in their origins that were introduced in the book, there was a character named, it's either pronounced Pontpatos or Pantios. I'm pretty sure it's Pontpatos, given the spelling, but like many things, me and my older brother aggressively argued over the game's over pronunciation, because that's just what we did as that's just what we always do. We've always argued over how things are supposed to be pronounced in basically anything. And I will state statistically, I'm usually the one who ends up being correct. Fucking crazy souls of people hiding. Maybe before the apocalypse happened, machines developed hearts and souls.
Oh, we're in the Cars universe?
Sure.
Here comes the welcome party. War, why don't you introduce yourself?
You know, I do give this game a lot of credit. The sword Chaos Eater, yeah, War is able to swing it fairly quickly and even swing it one-handed, but I do appreciate that the sword still looks and feels like it has proper weight. Because one of my biggest pet peeves with giant swords in media, whether it's anime or video games, is the weapon doesn't feel like it has any weight to it. So it just now looks silly, you know? But War is superhuman, so I can buy the one-handed swing, but it's not like he's doing like lightning fast kung fu strikes with this big ass blade.
Yeah.
There's pauses in between the swings. This is the car universe. People being inside cars is kind of weird. Fair. That is valid.
Well, get over there later, Aunt Hamill. My goodness.
But yeah, back to what I was saying is that in the book, The Abomination Vault, you meet a character. I'm going to continue to call him Pompatos because
Psycho Palm, Pompatos. Makes sense.
combined with the fact that the other one is has the name. It sounds like it's Anti-Dose.
Jesus.
Tell me I'm wrong. Anyway, let's see. I prefer when weapons are comic and dumb and make no sense. It's all more amusing when they turn out to be very effective. I'm like, that's fair, but I don't like it when something's supposed to be grounded. It's like, yeah, this is a fantastical thing, but it's meant to still have a sense of gritty realism. And well, maybe not realism is the wrong word. Grit. I'm trying to think of a good comparison.
Exaggerated realism.
Yeah. Because, like, if this went, like, full-on cartoon physics, it would be difficult to get invested in the darker moments because you're like, I can't take this seriously.
That comes later with the clown closet.
Oh, you have been deeply traumatized by the clown closet.
I have been deeply traumatized by this game.
That is one thing.
Oof.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Nope. Yeah. Because one thing that definitely needed to be worked on, and it definitely, like, since Darksiders 3, again, was kind of the Dark Souls of the franchise, it definitely did it a lot better, in my humble opinion. One thing this game didn't have the greatest balance on is it takes too long to destroy certain environmental effects. So it's like, okay, I just want some fucking coin. I just want to get some currency, damn it. Why is this taking so long to open this car? And enemies, even basic enemies, do take way too many hits to kill.
Like, oh my god, those zombies should die in 2 swings, not 4.
I agree. Like, I want to be clear, I agree. Now, again, I know it's because Chaos Eater is under-leveled because we had all of our powers stripped from us due to the Council. But, so like I said, there is still some leveling up in this game, but even still, I'm like, it could be better. I wanted to drag this thing, not grab a chair.
Let's sit down.
You know, I remember back when we first recorded this back in the day, it was shortly after the time we'd seen Markiplier's stream of Amnesia Midnight Drink, and because we were both so obsessed with Tiny Box Tim,
Oh, we love Tiny Box.
you picked up a bench and were like, this is my friend now, and tried to just carry that bench around with you as much as possible.
It was great. It was the best challenge. It was the most entertaining thing. I was making my own fun.
So I just
Up,
not
up.
what I meant. Let's see. I feel like one swing from the sword is enough to basic enemies because no way these skinny guys are going to survive straight through the torso. Yeah, because at the end of the day, these are still corpses of just regular ass humans. Because like in lore, this isn't a spoiler, the reason why there were the covenant between heaven and hell were made was because the Charred Council said humans do not have the ability to stand up to heaven and hell or the Nephilim, so you guys need to keep the fuck away from them until they're ready to fight back. So this is very much because humanity got wiped out before they could get to the point. They should just be dropping like flies. And yes, I acknowledge that, oh, but they've been brought back through some type of demonic, angelic magic or whatever. That's why they're more durable. I'm like, yeah.
You can. The thing for me is we're still getting demons showing up and fighting.
Yeah.
They can take all the hits that they want with the 4 to.
Yep.
They can make a demon that goes down in the 4 hits.
Yeah.
Let these human zombies be like a 1-2.
Yeah. Like, give us the thrill, especially if they're gonna. The clown closets are gonna be this many. I don't have enough. Give us the warrior satisfaction of just being able to mow people over without going full warriors. By having us literally fight like hordes upon hordes of enemies.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that I wish they had fixed from the original release of Darksiders, was there's no damage numbers that pop up when you hit an enemy. I really think it would have been good if the game would either let you see enemies' health bars, or at least give some indication that you're dealing good amounts of damage.
Yeah, because it's like the combo hits mean nothing.
It's like Wings on Dragonite. That's kind of true, actually. Because I know that was one of the things that you just could not stand with the very first big boss fight of the game, Not counting that one in the opening prologue.
Yeah, that one was simple enough. It wasn't a concern.
But it's because you felt like you were wailing on the thing, but you were getting no real indication it was actually being hurt.
You went the wrong way.
Yep. So rather than running up to try to hit it with your sword and get frustrated, you just kept throwing your shuriken at it.
Yeah.
Or chakram, I forget what it's technically.
I think it's a shuriken.
Yeah. Because you just didn't want to keep getting hit. And because before the first big boss, there's only one possible health upgrade you can get. And you have to make sure you actually get it. So the first boss of the game can actually be the hardest just due to the limited amount of health, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
And I think...
And to a gamer who, at that point, the only thing, really, with, like, traditional bosses and shit was Zelda 1.
Yeah.
And Kingdom Hearts, I guess, yeah.
And, well, I definitely think, from what I remember of Kingdom Hearts... The difficulty in those boss fights are a hair more comparable to this than, say, the Zelda games you had played up to that point.
But at least I saw their health.
And but these were more atypical hack and slash boss fight. The gameplay is far more Devil May Cry than God of War. Oh, I trust you. I haven't played any Devil May Cries.
In Earth years, about a century, long enough for the last of the mouth breathers to die off.
Rude. You're voiced by one of those mouth breathers.
By the way, in just for those who are familiar with or have at least watched our Darksiders 2 and 3 playthroughs, Darksiders 2 and 3 take place during that 100-year gap in between the prologue and now. So from this point forward, the events of Darksiders 2 and 3 have already happened.
Or at least Darksiders 2 is happening.
No,
Right?
Darksiders 2
Okay, because
it happens while war is still locked up.
Okay.
Vulgrim.
The council finally took me seriously. If so, you're surely not empty-handed. This shall be the briefest of introductions.
And again, that's kind of what I meant by briefest of introductions, because, again, Vulgrim and Warren know each other. But that exchange feels very much like a, hi, nice to meet you.
There were a few young ones.
Ew.
Spectacular. You'll seek the power behind the one called Destroyer.
I will read those comments.
You will find the answers and the font of his power there. Oh, such haste to die. You aren't even a shadow of your former self. You wouldn't last a heartbeat.
Don't boop us.
Besides, the way to the tower is shrouded by demon magics. Even I do not know the way.
Who does?
Feed my hunger. And I'll feed your curiosity.
What even was that?
It was a horn.
Oh.
Let's see. Anyway, sorry, let me pause so I can read this, because I think we're about, let's see. If it's a star-like, it's a shuriken. If it's circular, it's a chakram. Also, for me, I personally like boss fights, which require you to think and not just mash buttons, move, dodge, and repeat. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It just...
I'm a button masher, so yeah, no, but I get it.
The UI displays, the combo meter, even the traversal methods are very much Devil May Cry. Like, that reminds me a lot of playing Devil May Cry 3.
Good to know.
Okay, yeah, that is very
Yeah,
good to know.
Devil May Cry is one I've wanted to look at, but I also know it's a hack and slash, so I'm like, ugh.
It's one of those I also have been interested, but it's also... Man, I really... If there was only a map in Darksiders 3, it'd be such a better game. But it is so hard to find anything in Darksiders 3 because of the lack of a map. But unfortunately, Devil May Cry is another series that was used to insult me kind of personally in a sense. So it's been sullied a hair. And I know it's like I need to stop doing that with games, but I also have a limited time in my life to do stuff. So I'm like, why would I... So the real problem is, why would I want to end up validating an asshole who's treating me like shit? You know what I mean? And for those who don't know what I mean, is that there have been a number of instances that I've talked about a game I like, or shared a game I like, or whatever, only to have someone be like, why do you play that shitty game? You should play this instead. And then just list a game that they like. And so it's like, well, I now don't want to play those games because they were basically used as a way to tell me that my likes, tastes, and opinions are garbage, you know? Again, I know that's not a good mentality to have, but when you have such low self-esteem and you let your guard down to your friends to want to share something you like, and they just spit in your face, it does hurt a lot. Bauer?
Yeah.
But yeah, that type of attitude, it kind of ruined Legend of Dragoon, Golden Sun, and Devil May Cry.
Oh, there was a chest.
Yeah, but it was a health chest.
Oh.
So I kind of want to save it. Fun fact, the day scientists have made bread for the real mummy. Wait, I'm sorry, what? Right, I think I need the gauntlet to destroy that. Oh, fun fact, if any of you are wondering why War's fists are not the same size, it's because War's left arm was chopped off below the elbow. So now that's actually just like a, that's a prosthetic that he wears in order to basically punch and crush. Well, then again, the fact that it's a prosthetic was something established in the prequel comic, which, like I said, I don't think is necessarily canon anymore. So who knows?
You know what? It's going to be a fun thing. I'm going to look up what is canon.
Yeah. So just thinking about our other playthroughs, I definitely think Darksiders 2 was one of my favorite series that we all played as a big group on the channel, you know. Outside of like our big ones like Doppelganger, of course. And I think that's just because of the tomfuckery that you and I got up to while playing it.
The Abomination Vault's still considered fully canon.
Okay. Alright. Whether or not that means Ponticos will come back remains to be seen. Especially since it's like such a toss-up if they'll, like, after every new Darksiders project comes out, it's like, yeah, maybe you'll get a sequel. No promises, bitch.
And the comic Death's Door is still canon.
Yeah, Death's Door is, I am 99% sure that's the name of the comic book that was published at the same time the Abomination Vault was.
Yeah, it says it's the Death backstory one.
Bro, people have different tastes. I don't like God of War games, and I don't like Darksiders either, but I'm here for you and Senpai. Oh, let's see. My interest is kind of garbage, so I might talk about stuff where I went away. No, you're good, man. I mean, that's the thing. We don't have to all like the same thing. And that's just kind of... And I really wish people would realize that more, because, again, same roommate who insulted my taste, you know, used God of War and Legend of Dragoon to insult my likes and interests. He was my old roommate, and he kept being like, oh, you should play this game, you'll like it. I'm like, why? Like, what specifically about this game makes you think I like it? He's like, oh, because it has one specific thing that I know you've liked in other games. And then when I actually play it, by the way, I love that execution, slicing the legs off and then like swinging around and bringing the sword down on top of them. That's my favorite execution in this whole game. And thankfully or unfortunately, it's going to be one we're seeing a lot. But like, the big one is, okay, just be fair, those kind of people are why I don't watch certain anime like JJK. I'm not dealing with you insulting my taste while hyping your fight porn. I don't... What is JJK?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Gotcha. No, I agree. I mean, it's kind of part of the reason I really don't like the game Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts on general principle, because even if you just viewed Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts as just a spin-off of Banjo-Kazooie, the fact that the game goes out of its way to insult people who enjoyed the original Banjo-Kazooie, I'm like, that's just... Well, it's insulting. And it's like, you're gonna badmouth the people that made Banjo-Kazooie a success? Fuck you. And again, I'm not someone who was ever... I have never played Banjo-Kazooie, but I know for a fact that if I played a game that went out of its way to say that the things you love are trash, I wouldn't stand for it.
It looks like the comic that establishes the hand thing is canon too. Everything's canon.
Okay.
They have not uncanonized anything from what I can tell.
And I mean, granted, as a lot of, especially with Star Wars, I'm like, just because something's considered canon doesn't mean future projects won't decanonize it by not being familiar with the material or not caring. So it's like, it's cool that it's still canon. Doesn't mean it'll amount to it.
Seek out Samael's prison. Once, Samael was close in power to the Dark Prince himself. Some might even say a threat. You will find he is no friend to the Destroyer. Seek me out when you've gathered more souls.
By the way, something that is not clear in this game at all. Let's see, I feel like people would say don't play this game, it's trash, but have played themselves and are just following someone else's word, should at least watch a playthrough if they don't want to play. No, I can agree with that. Again, that is the beauty of having Let's Players and the online community, is that it's like, okay, even if you can't personally get into a game, it does at the very least, there are ways for you to experience it. But yeah, something that is not made particularly clear in this game at all is the fact that the Destroyer and the Dark Prince, aka Lucifer, are not the same person. Because, like, in the Darksiders franchise, a lot of the classic Demon Lords are all real. But Lucifer was often considered, like, the head honcho, most despicable demon to ever exist. But yeah, in this, the Destroyer is not Lucifer. In fact, something that was established a bit more in the other games is Lucifer has actually been exiled and has been living in hiding for millennia at this point, because the Charred Council deemed him such a threat to the balance, he couldn't be allowed to exist anymore. And again, something that kind of they retcon in later games is that War also already knows Samael. They've worked together on many occasions.
Call of my ancestors, awakened at last from the dreamless sleep. Then we are free.
None are free while the Destroyer still breathes.
We're ends, but rock.
Yes, to his service we are bound, though enemies we remain. So his enemies we call friend.
Goodbye.
Pass now, friend. Must bring victory. Must bring freedom.
Imagine an image of a giant rock guy was voiced by The Rock.
Jeez Louise.
However, if you're a fan of media that promotes bigotry, pedo stuff, and the like, I will absolutely shit on your taste, and you want a restraining order. I can agree with that. Because, like, I'm of the opinion I can respect people's taste as well, but as soon as the thing that they're indulging in is genuinely, unarguably causing issues, I'm like, I can't defend you, you know? but even then I admit I'm like, what? That can still be a tricky thing to define. Because, like, just as an example, Oron High School Host Club, it does use,
yeah, it uses some slurs.
Yeah. However, I'm like, I don't feel Oron High School Host Club should be considered harmful media. Because, one, I hate to say it, I didn't realize the slur in question it used was a slur at the time Oron was released. Because just, unfortunately, it was still considered a normal slang used to describe someone like that. It wasn't until, you know, things, you know, I became a lot more educated and I actually knew more people who were offended by the slur that I realized, oh shit, that isn't okay. But I'm also like, I don't feel you can... I feel that's another case where if it's too much for you because the slur hurts you personally, that's fine. Like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, you just look like you were zoning out.
No, I'm just
Okay.
focusing on the game.
No, I gotcha. But I'm also of the opinion, I'm like, I feel a situation like that is the intention wasn't hateful. I feel that was more.
No,
a
that
case
was at least for Oron's sake, from what I understand of the crew. It was misguided.
Yeah. But yeah, again,
There was good intention there. I mean, it's a very progressive anime
Oh, yeah.
and manga. The fact that it was, at least for me, my first exposure to a non-binary character, to transgender characters, and they were all heroic and good people.
yeah.
That it was really good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was made when it was made, and I'm sure there could have been someone on the team with ill intent.
Yeah.
But it did not feel that way.
It's also kind of part of the reason why I will defend. Oh.
Wasn't it always pieces?
You know, no, the thing that I'm like, oh shit. I ignored that green chest because I assumed it was just health.
Oh, I didn't see the black haze around it, though.
Yeah, but part of me's like, shit, should I go back just to be safe?
Up to you, I don't know.
I kind of want to go back because I know I'm playing on easy, but even I find that first boss fight difficult without the extra help.
Do you know how to get back?
I hope I can even get back. Shit, can I not get back? Oh, fuck. Did I fubber knock myself?
I really think you're okay. That one had a black haze around it at the same time. That other chest didn't.
Alright. I can't zoom in. Bob Ram you. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I came in through here.
I don't...
No, I couldn't have come in through here.
No.
Let's see.
Oh, wasn't you coming over there where that light is? Up in the corner?
I think so. Let's see. Dispensers. I only dislike a game if they are universally just bad. Also, some games I don't like because I can see why people like it. For example, racing games. Yeah, no, I understand that racing games are not always everyone's.
I think it's why I'm trying to change my language when it comes to talking about games that I personally don't enjoy. Is trying to just be like, instead of I hate it, this sucks, it's simply now it's not for me.
Yeah, no,
Because also then it kind of shuts down any major crazy arguments that can develop from either people vehemently defending something tooth and nail or whatever. It's just, great, you like it, it's not for me.
Yeah.
And then they don't know what to do with that, so they just shut up.
So T-Bell says, a lot of people don't understand not for me and this media is bad or not the same thing, and this isn't a personal attack when someone doesn't like the same media. And yeah, I can sadly say I was kind of the same way on some things, you know? I feel I've gotten a little better, but I've definitely been guilty of that in the past. Yeah. Alright, I definitely think you're right about the Black Aura, honey. but I feel a lot less... Oh, shit. So,
Yeah.
let us carry on, my wayward son.
A good war.
Because I definitely think the Darksiders games are good as a whole. They're not amazing, but they're also... There we go. They're definitely not for everybody, and I'm not going to pretend like they are. It's also the reason why I don't recommend Tales of Symphonia to anyone, really, unless they grew up in that era of gaming.
Or they enjoy JRPGs, I think.
That they enjoy old JRPGs. But like, sorry, I just wasn't ever finished that point. Way back, it's like one of the games that my roommate kept insisting I should play was a 360 game called Viking. I don't know anything about it. I played it. I'm like, this game's boring as fuck. The roommate's like, but you should love that game. I'm like, why? It's got mythology in it, and you like mythology. I'm like, the gameplay is boring for me. Because it was a game that just drops you in, like, no opening cutscene. You're just a Viking. You get, like, a blurb of text, and then you're just like, just go. I'm like, I need a little more direction than this. It's part of the reason why I often struggle with open world games, because I need... Or, like, Stardew Valley. I could never get into Stardew Valley because there just was a little too much you could do immediately, you know? I'm like, I needed to be eased into it a little more because I need to kind of get comfortable, and then, let's see. Intention doesn't come out as a lot. Intention doesn't come out a lot in execution, so author intent only matters based on their actual views. On how many people don't know the Attack on Titan creator is a fascist. I definitely... When I tell a lot of people that I can't stand Attack on Titan, they're like, why? It's really good. I'm like, well, one, I don't really like the direction the story went in. I'm like, that is just... No, that's just flat for me. But, yeah, knowing that the... creator's a fascist, I'm like, I can't enjoy it because I know that anyway, especially with America going the way it was. Let's see, I don't like racing games because, well, I don't like racing. Fair enough. In general, plus once you get literally curb stomped and smashed with a literal truck in a game, but I see people find engaging. Yeah, no, I like racing games, but I'll be the first to admit that I'll play them a few times and then I do lose some interest. Because it's like, I love getting Mario Kart games. I like getting some of the Sonic racing games, but I'll also admit I've only played them a little bit and then I get bored.
Yeah, I enjoy racing games with friends for sure. Like they're not something I'd play on my own, but it's definitely only 1 or 2 rounds. Then I have to be done. Like I love Kirby Air Riders. I can only play that for so long.
But, yeah, I think one of the reasons why I love Crash Team Racing Nitro Kart so much is because it has a pretty fun, dedicated story mode.
I don't remember demon language being a thing.
I don't remember that either.
You should fear horsemen. Once you are strong, but now...
Oh,
you are weak.
We're not committing to the demon language?
The destroyer knows of your
No, they didn't have a guy create a whole language for them.
He moves his legions against you.
And then I'll make this quick.
By the way, for those who did tune in to our Darksiders 3 playthrough or have played it yourselves, where is it? That tower we're trying to make, that tower right there that we're trying to make our way towards was under construction during the events of Darksiders 3. In fact, you might remember in Darksiders 3 we were given a choice from the Lord, like we were given a quest from the Lord of Hollows. It's like, I need you to kill this demon. I think his name was Abraxas. But then Abraxas also was like, hey, you should know that the Lord of Hollows is lying to you, so you should let me live and kill the Lord of Hollows instead. Yeah, Abraxas was the demon building that tower. Again, I think his name was Abraxas. I haven't touched Darksiders 3 since we did that playthrough on it back in, I think, 2017, 2018. So it's been
Yeah,
a
it was
while.
right around when it came out.
Yeah. Because we played Darksiders 3 almost immediately after it came out. 'Cause-
I think you had to play your playthrough first, though.
well, so here's what happened, is that my original plan is I wanted to experience the game blind with all of you.
Oh, okay.
But then, after what happened to Fury's Force, I'm like, okay, I need to play through the game myself because what the fuck game. And then I had beaten Darksiders 3 before we came back to record a second time. But yeah. And then Darksiders 2, ironically enough, I insisted that we play that one because I heard that Darksiders 3 had been rumored to be in development. So I'm like, let's play Darksiders 2 to show THQ we want another Darksiders game. And then, like, the day before we recorded, Darksiders 3 was formally announced.
I feel Luke very deeply invest in story and characters, so when a game gives me pretty much nothing, expects me to make an experience, I don't really care.
And I know, like, with Abby, she likes games that let her make her own fun, so you don't mind a lot, like, a character as much as some people.
I mean, it depends.
It depends, yeah. But again, I'm just using that as an example of it's a preference thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Forward or back? Forward, okay. Yay, blood vomit.
So is this human blood? Demon blood?
Well,
Angelic?
all of the above, perhaps?
Ooh, a cocktail. For somebody.
It's a suicide.
Um...
And I don't know. I don't think mixed drinks are called that as much anymore.
No. Very much not anymore.
Let's see, fun fact, my first song I listened to was a nap song.
I can't hear fun fact the same anymore.
Yeah, I
Are
can't.
you here to play?
I was introduced to the copy pasta about Vaporeon.
We don't want to talk about that.
I've been deeply traumatized by fun
I
fact
have
now.
no interest in killing you, Samael.
The Destroyer.
Breakfast is saying it's the blood from the cars. Cars.
Has prison made you a coward?
Shut up, Sam. I'll sit down.
Perhaps there is a way, but you will need to get inside
So,
the Destroyer's spire.
Samael is actually voiced by actor Vernon Wells.
Bring me their
Probably most
hearts.
well known for being in the second Mad Max movie.
My reasons for
And-
helping you are my own.
Where can I find these guardians?
First, seek the Twilight Cathedral, where the
Oh, I'm
Bat
fucking
Queen
getting
Tiamat
flashbacks.
has
Jesus.
come to roost. The whole of her domain is a blistered inferno. By land, you will never reach it.
God, I hate
Find
her.
the high ground with this, and bring me her still beating heart.
Val pointed out that depending on when this game came out, maybe the reason they didn't want to commit to the demon language is because hack and slash players might not have been wanted to read subtitles the whole time.
Yeah, no, that's very fair.
I am so glad, like, one thing that, even though I do still consider Darksiders 2 to be my favorite for a number of reasons, one thing that I never liked about Darksiders 2 is I don't think it had a double jump, and you did not get this glide ability. Because you get this glide ability, like, you get this exact glide ability in Darksiders Genesis, which, given that you play as War and Strife in that game, makes sense. Plus, you're also teaming up with Samael in that game as well. So again, makes sense. Oh, by the way, for those who don't know, because I didn't clarify, Darksiders Genesis is a prequel to the entire franchise. Well, it does take place after the events of the slaughter of the Nephilim that Death orchestrated in his backstory, it takes place before any other game in the franchise. So again, that's then again the interaction there between Samael and War could be, oh, this is just two people who have a begrudging respect for each other, so it doesn't necessarily come across as they're meeting. It doesn't have to come across as, oh, they're meeting for the first time.
Yeah.
So that's less of a retcon, because again, in Darksiders Genesis, which again is a prequel, Strife and Death, Strife and War, not Strife and Death, team up with Volgrim and Samael in order to beat back all the other Lords of Hell who are rebelling against the balance. So again, that's why I do find it funny where Volgrim was like, oh, Samael is no ally to the Destroyer. I'm like, yes, War already knows that, because Samael is probably the one demon lord who, while he absolutely does not like the Charred Council, has always been amicable to the Horsemen.
The problems of writing prequels.
Yeah. And granted, to be fair, it had less to do with him having respect for the council itself or the balance, and more just Samael despises Lucifer.
Don't you mean the Destroyer?
Lucifer and the Destroyer are different characters.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, no, that was something I was saying earlier. It's not made clear in this game. It's made a little clearer as time goes on. Is that Lucifer, the Prince of Darkness, is not the figure, the Destroyer, that's the main villain of this game. Oh, and also, for anyone who watched our Darksiders stream, we actually do see the Destroyer once during the ending cutscene of Darksiders 3. It's that flaming dragon demon that leads the charge. Hey, glad you could be here, Val. See you next time.
See you, Val.
But yeah, it's that flaming demon dragon that leads the charge against Fury and the Makers to wipe out humanity.
Oh, we're not going to see any Makers in this.
Yes, we do.
Oh, we do?
If you remember, Ulthane, the Maker who was the main Maker we interacted in Darksiders 3, he's in this game too.
Oh.
But he's the only one out of the 3 Makers who teamed up with Fury that survived that conflict. So he's the only one.
Either I didn't get that far, I just don't remember.
We meet Ulthane very early in the story.
Okay.
So yes.
I think I'm starting to bleed 2 and 1 together. Because I've seen you play 2, I've seen Kendall play 2. It's the more fresh in my mind, in a sense.
Yeah.
And I think, sadly, 3, because it looks so similar to everything. That's where you came from.
So it is.
So similar in iconography and everything.
Especially since you're technically going to the same location.
Yeah, I just, oh, it's a blur.
Yeah.
I remember Fury and her stilettos.
I haven't played Ultra Kill.
They were stilettos, but, you know, they were
Yeah, I know.
heels.
I haven't played Ultra Kill. You haven't played Ultra Kill, have you, honey?
The hell is Ultra Kill?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Breakfast was just asking about it.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I've never even heard of Ultra Kill.
It is going to sound so sad. To me, it's not, but to some people, it might be. I, for the most part, casually play visual novels.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah.
Hi, Volgrim.
Yeah, by the way, for anyone who plays this game for the first time, if you see this hanging from anywhere, that's an indication that it's a Volgrim.
I come into possession of certain items that are of particular interest to me. Artifacts of the Fallen Legion.
What is the Fallen Legion?
I'm pretty sure.
Bring them to me.
I actually have no idea.
That's fair.
Why don't you Google that? Darksiders Fallen Legion.
Here we go.
It's about to seem like, I think it's about to seem like, I think it refers to Angel. Oh, that's right. Okay, so in the original release of Darksiders, this scythe was always available for purchase in Volgrim's shop. But if you pre-ordered the game, you would get a DLC code that would change the scythe into Harvester, which was Death's scythe.
Original scythe, right? That he has to lock away or whatever?
No.
Oh.
He doesn't know.
The Google Doc lied to me that I was reading.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it said that this is the thing Harvester is what he locked away in the Abomination Vault.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Yeah.
That's Legacy Scythe, Devastates multiple. As far as I know, because at least in the book, I was pretty sure he was still using Harvester.
Yeah, he was, and then at the end of the book, he put it away.
I didn't know that. Because Harvester's not an abomination. Oh, it's because a game for the undead and the ones with max reflex to speed with no job. I see.
Was it the Lost Legion or the Last Legion?
Lost Legion, I think.
Let me know if I can help.
Right, I forgot you had to buy combos in this game.
Please take your time. You are as wise as you are powerful.
Okay, I'm gonna hold off on everything else for now.
Okay, there's no lore behind those things.
That's unfortunate.
It's just, we wanted it to flavor to the world, and that's it.
Honestly, you could maybe say, oh, it's the artifacts of the... Well, no. Well, but then again...
It could be the Nephilim.
Yeah, I was about to say the Nephilim, but I'm like, there's no way Death would give away anything from the Nephilim, but I'm like, oh, but we're not playing as Death.
The war doesn't give two shits.
Yep. Because, like, for those who don't know, or don't care, well, I'm gonna tell you anyway, Death is actually older than the other three horsemen by quite a significant margin. He was part of the first... So, the Nephilim were created when the Demon Lord Lilith forcibly combined the DNA of angels and demons through her twisted magical experiments. And that created the very first Nephilim, Absalom. And from Absalom, I don't know how, it's not specified, he then gave birth to the first generation of Nephilim. That was the generation Death was a part of. The first generation of Nephilim then proceeded to go on an absolute slaughter and massacre across the multiverse, or the universe of Darksiders, wiping out multiple worlds and, well, the most terrible thing they ever did was to create the weapons known as the Abominations. Well, after the Abominations were starting to get out of hand, they were locked away. And then after that, the next generation of Nephilim were born. And the first generation kept certain secrets from all future generations because they're like, we don't want people fucking with these things anymore. It's like, we're crazy conquerors, and even we're like, no, this is a line we're all choosing not to cross anymore. So. Also, I know that Death, before he became a warrior, I think he was actually one of like the main craftsmen of the Nephilim. So he actually made, you know, his scythes. I think he made all the weapons that the horsemen use. He might have made the sword Infliction, which was featured as a weapon used by the bad guys in the Abomination Vault. And I think he was also responsible for the creation of many of the Abominations themselves. That is a big reason why Death is so cagey, because he, deep down, he's like, my people did some of the most horrible things in all of creation, and I'm the only one who knows about them. So he wants to shoulder that burden so his, you know, siblings, his younger siblings, can exist guilt-free of the crimes that he and his brothers committed. I'm not saying that necessarily makes him a good character, per se, but it does mean I do kind of view him as a really great, bears the weight of the world on his shoulders archetype character. Whether or not you like that or you find it annoying, it's personal preference. Because I do know, like, one thing, just playing this again, every one of these enemies, the more you wail on them, you will get the ability to perform an execution on basically every single enemy. But as the franchise goes on, they actually do make it a little harder to trigger. You actually have to do, like, combos to set up executions. It's
Yeah.
not a guaranteed thing. Which I
This
think
is way more button masher friendly.
correct.
But it also is quite the test of endurance.
Yeah. Like, I like this game. I think in many respects this game is probably the best because I feel the Zelda influences work better than, like, the Assassin's Creed influences or the Dark Souls influences we'd get in later entries. But the combat suffers because of that. The combat still is not great. At least in terms of how they use combat to block progression. Because again, let's again compare it to, say, God of War, or even what little I've seen of Devil May Cry. Yeah, they're hack and slash games, so the main point and purpose is to fight a fuck ton of enemies in a room and then move on. But like I said, because I like how weighty Chaos Eater is, and I like the more grounded physics, you don't get to do all the crazy insanity stuff that keeps the energy super high.
Yeah.
Like in God of War and Devil May Cry. Because again, love or hate Kratos, you can't deny, like, his whip swords are kind of cool and make the combat a visual treat, no matter, you know, what scene it's in, you know?
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's why, like, visually, Fury from Darksiders 3 is the most fun protagonist to
Yes.
watch, because she also uses a whip, but then she can also, like, transform her whip into other weapons. You get, like, the lightning spear that lets her move fast, the big hammer that's nice and slow, and then I don't remember what the ice weapon was. I think it was a sword?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. It's the last one you get, so it's the one you end up using the least. Still, I really liked Darksiders 3, like, the different hollows she got that gave her, like, the different elemental powers. So I'm like, that was one of the nicer, even, like, Zelda-esque elements that kind of locked off progression, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I really liked it simply because it's like, it's more than just now you, like, I'm not trying to put down Zelda, just to be very clear about that. It wasn't like, oh, you got a grappling hook from Dragon Roost Isle, now you can swing over these gaps. And that's kind, like, swinging over gaps is sort of all the grappling hook would do. And again, I'm not knocking that. I think the grappling hook was one of the more fun items from Wind Waker. But now it's like, yes, now you can walk through lava, but you can also wield this hammer, you know?
Yeah.
So
There was... It's hard because it's like... That it is very... That's very much comparing apples to oranges.
good point.
Zelda is... Everything's on top of your sword.
Yeah.
While with hack and slash games, it's different combat styles.
Like, I guess, like, the best comparison I can make is, like, I think a more accurate thing is, I like the way Darksiders 3 locks off progression better than the other two Darksiders
There you go.
games. Because in this game, because it is still very Zelda in design, first item you get from, well, not design, in philosophy. Let's say that.
There you go.
The first item you get is this horn. Now, as I saw, and I actually didn't know this, I apparently was able to use the horn to blow back smaller enemies due to the force.
Huh.
which I didn't know you could do that. That's
Same.
pretty cool. But the first weapon you get in a dungeon is the Chakrama, Shuriken, whatever the fuck it is.
I'm pretty damn sure it's a shuriken.
Yeah. It at least is
Ninjas were
useful.
cool back then.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're still cool.
I mean, yeah.
Chakrams were very much
They were
a
trendy back then.
Yeah, chakrams are still a very niche weapon.
Yeah.
Because it's like the only ones I can think of that we see here in video games is Colette and Axel. That's it.
Yep. But yeah, that one at least is still
Oh,
useful.
and maybe Yuffie. Sometimes she has a shuriken. I think she can use a chakram depending on stuff.
I mean, technically, even Tales of Symphonia, one of the weapons you can get for Colette is a shuriken. So some people view them as a hair interchangeable.
Yeah.
Even though they're not. I digress. But yeah, the Chakrama, the Shuriken, it's useful in... You use it for, like, those puzzles of, oh, you hit a target at a distance or whatever, but it's also still useful in just combat, even if it doesn't deal a ton of damage. But another item that you get in this game is basically a portal gun. That, on the other hand...
Oh, yeah. I did like that.
Yeah, it's fun, but it is very situational. You're not going to use it outside of that dungeon or outside of maybe other puzzles in later dungeons that just use old mechanics, you know? Whereas in, say, Darksiders 3, the fact that the things that blocked off progression were, again, the hollows that gave you full-on new powers, it made them feel more naturally worked into what you were doing. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say earlier, and I feel that sums it up better than the Zelda comparison. Darksiders 2? It blocks off progression more through the fact that you have multiple worlds to explore, rather than having death in and of itself getting more utility in his arsenal as the game goes on.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying he doesn't. Like, the ability to make, like, basically bend round statues is definitely one of the more obvious
Come for the destroyer.
additions to his kit.
My brother spoke of your coming,
We're Scottish.
but a powerful curse holds me now. I cannot help you.
Any curse can be broken.
Yes, perhaps. These servants of the Destroyer walk unseen within the realm of shadow. By their blood we are bound. By their blood shall we be free.
I can no longer move within the Shadow Realm. Much of my power has left me.
You need not enter it. I will grant you the power to see into the accursed realm for a time. But to what end? What hope have we now against the Destroyer's foul sorcery?
Hope will not bring you freedom.
Edgy. Oh, you had Chipotle for lunch.
Rose. Oh.
Find where these shadow lurkers hide and kill them all. They can't be that hard to find.
Thank you, Mark.
Please stop yelling at me, Mark. We're going forward in time? We're backwards? Because we put our sword in the... Oh, how convenient, all these bodies. Oh, you. The doors.
The door!
I fucking hate these doors! It's a clown closet.
Hey, we did it before Breath of the Wild, so you can say that Zelda ripped something off from Darksiders instead of the other way around.
Having clown closets?
Like weren't there some trials in the first game that was like go in, fight a human enemy in a time limit, or I remember it incorrectly.
No, there was like solo one-on-ones, but there wasn't a time limit on them.
Oh, okay. Alright, I don't really remember Breath of the Wild that well. Honestly, I haven't exactly been shy about sharing my about most modern Zelda games. So, I genuinely, like, I don't hate the modern Zelda games, but they just don't resonate with me as well.
Yeah. Not your cup of tea.
They definitely don't stick out as much in my memory.
I'm trying to remember if there was any time limit somewhere in even a Zelda game with fighting enemies, but
The only thing I can think of is technically the Stalfo mini-boss fight in the Forest Temple, because you had to take them all out before some of them would get back up.
oh yeah, those.
They're not a conventional, we're putting a timer up on the screen.
Yeah, no. The only timer that ever pops up in Zelda games is for mini games, like the hookshot mini games in Twilight.
Or then it's like, these aren't like traditional like timers per se, as the press this switch, you now have X amount of time.
Oh yeah, the tick downs.
But like you said, it's audio, it's a ticking, it's not like a timer or whatever.
I always knew you had it in you.
For that one, I wish it was just a cutscene of just stabbing in the eye.
Yeah.
But seamless? Question mark.
Again, replaying this, because again, I have not touched this game in years. I'm like, I can feel the late 2000s game design philosophies in this gameplay, and I'm like, oh yeah. Don't get me wrong, this game was impressive for the time, but I'm like, shit. This game doesn't feel that old to my old ass self, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Even though it's like it came out 16 years ago. But yeah, just coming. This is why I do struggle playing older games. I don't have a nostalgic connection to, because I've got a fucking nostalgic connection to this game. But even I'm like, I wouldn't have the patience for this game nowadays.
You now understand why I gave up. You understand?
A little bit.
A little.
Because we did play this game over a decade ago when it was newer.
It wasn't new.
It was within 6 years.
That's not a new.
I said newer.
Oh yeah, poison. That's the deal with this one. I think.
Yep, that is exactly it. One thing that's kind of crazy to me is like, oh shit, Tales of Berseria is 10 years old. Because I remember when they announced that they were remastering that game, I'm like, why are they remastering that one? I mean, I stand by...
It still feels way too soon.
Because it's still playable on all modern consoles, the original. Mm-hmm. Except for play Xbox. 'Cause it wasn't... Okay, so it wasn't playable on Nintendo or Xbox consoles, but the original PlayStation release could be played on modern PlayStation. Like, I think their official statement was they remastered it less because it needed a remaster to make it wide. It was just so more people could play it. Mm-hmm. Which I'm like, that's technically the points of the remasters, is to I don't know. It still felt like it was too soon to remaster it. Because, like, the other ones that were being remastered, like Tales of Xillia, Tales of Graces, those were PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 3 games are not compatible on newer game consoles, combined with the fact that the PlayStation 3 is not compatible with most modern, like, recording software. I can appreciate that game being re-released. Plus, with Tales of Eternia getting remastered later this year, which I'm so mad we're not getting a physical release of it here in the States. I get all the other remasters, but at the same time, like
I'm very confused why they haven't remade Fantasia or like actually made it a 3D Tales game.
especially given, you know, after the success of the Final Fantasy VII from the ground up remake, you think they'd be like, let's remake, like not just re-release it like they did on the, you know, Game Boy Advance. Let's remake it from the ground up, you know. I'd love to see that.
Then again, after all the remakes that they've released, maybe it's like, okay, time for a new one. Then you can start remaking again.
Fair enough. So, I mean, I very much, because I never got to play Tales of Eternia, and I really hope they remaster.
Look at that guy go!
Yep. And I really hope they remaster Tales of Destiny, because I know that's a very well-regarded Tales game, but I don't have the ability to play it. Because getting an actual PlayStation 1 copy of it costs like hundreds of dollars.
Plus, our backwards compatible PlayStation 2 is not doing so hot.
Yep. So one other thing I wouldn't mind seeing is, it's kind of stinks that Tales of the Abyss, which is arguably one of the best, if not the best Tales games, is still locked on both the PlayStation 2 and the 3DS.
That one needs a re-release.
Yeah. Because, again, even though I actually think Tales of the Abyss is overrated and it's not one of my favorites, I have kind of come off my hate boner of that game and realized, no. Well, I do think it has issues and it doesn't always work. None of the Tales games are free of issues and they don't always fully deliver on their ideas. This is not something Abyss is, you know, it's not that, like, Abyss is the only one guilty of under-delivering on an idea. So I need to get over myself.
I think it was also just, there was, like, the trio war, in a sense, with Vesperia, Symphonia, and Abyss, and you chose your horse of Symphonia, and the other two could go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Again, it's not a good mentality to have. But when you're getting people saying, oh, Vesperia... I actually had someone, you know, and to be fair, this wasn't someone insulting Symphonia, so maybe this was more of a expectations were set too high, because I met someone in college who also was a big fan of the Tales series, and we were both kind of gushing over Symphonia, and I just let them know, yeah, I got Vesperia for Christmas, and they're like, oh, you're gonna like that one so much, it's a lot better than Symphonia because they worked out some of the performance issues, which is true.
Oh, which is true.
Because, again, they weren't dunking on Symphonia. They were praising Vesperia for its smoother experience, which, for the record,
that
is 100% true. But I think because of that, I was expecting, as someone who cares more about the story and characters than outright gameplay, per se, I've come to realize that when it comes to a game that I haven't played, that I don't have a million hours to sink into, yeah, I care more about gameplay now than I did back in the day, you know? I was expecting characters and story on par with Symphonia, as well as just a smoother gameplay experience, you know? And whether or not you like the characters of Vesperia better than the ones in Symphonia, I have made it very clear that I do not. I don't think you can deny that the story in Vesperia is a lot wonkier. I think the story is actually kind of bad, but you know, if you like it, if you got something out of it, good. Just good. Like, I mean it, good. I just don't think the story of Vesperia is very well stitched together in as satisfying of a way. But again, that's just me. That is my opinion. That is how I feel about the Tales series. If you guys think, yeah, totally valid. Because again, it kind of reminds me, just thinking about it, it might be one of the reasons why I personally find Power Rangers Mystic Force to be my least favorite season of the show. As well as one of the reasons why, even though most people say Power Rangers in Space is one of the best, if not the best season of the show, I don't like it very much. And it's because of expectations I had of both shows going into it. Because, like, I actually didn't watch Power Rangers in Space as a kid, mostly because even though I was super into Power Rangers, because Power Rangers Turbo put me off the franchise hard. And since Power Rangers in Space was all the same characters, I was like, wasn't interested. So I didn't actually watch Power Rangers in Space until I was in my mid to late 20s. So when everyone says it's the best, I went into it thinking, oh, I'm going to get something amazing, and instead I just couldn't see past the flaws that were holdover issues from Turbo. And then when I saw Mystic Force, I'm like, that looks cool. And I was super excited for like a wizard-themed season of Power Rangers, but because I got myself too excited for it, not based on anything the show itself did, just based solely on the idea behind it, I set myself up for failure, or set myself up to dislike it by setting my expectations too lofty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, I still think Mystic Force sucks. Like, the writing is bad, the villains suck, the Red Ranger's insufferable, but I acknowledge objectively it's not as bad as I heard. Like, I rank it as my least favorite. I don't think it's the worst season of the show by a big margin. I also don't think 4 of these challenges were necessary.
No, but hack and slash. How far was I before I quit?
You were almost at the end.
That's so sad.
You were at the second to last dungeon.
Jesus.
In fact, no, you were at the last dungeon.
That's sad.
Because after that, it was just story and boss fights.
That sucks. But I mean, like, at the same time, I needed to stop. Those clown closets were awful.
Granted, I actually, if I remember correctly, it wasn't actually the clown closets that finally broke you. It was the not great physics of that last dungeon, because it was one with a lot of portal puzzles over TikTok clock style game design.
I swear it was a fight that knocked me out.
Could be. Well, because that one was quick. Well, because I know that you just barely didn't make it to Eden. As well as I remember when... Right. Perfect card.
I always knew.
Shut up, Mark.
Did you say Merrick?
No, I said Mark.
Okay.
But my brain did combine Mark Hamill. So it would, Mark Hamill, probably, or Markle.
Fair enough.
Must be the last of them. Let's get out of here.
Mr. Rockman, I don't want to see ghosts no more.
Ancestors praise you.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
At least you remember to thank us.
That's right, I did forget.
View move? No.
Maybe I don't have any yet.
Or maybe you have to do it from. Oh, next. But here.
Yeah, here we go.
Because they would not have told you unless
Yeah.
you had one. Or else that would be very hostile tutorial.
Yep.
Ugh, but-
I'm gonna run back to the shop because I can afford the scythe now.
Hooray!
And I
Goodbye. Have you ever followed one of those guys till they like can't be followed no more?
Well, not necessarily, because like the first guy, he like jumps over a gap.
Yeah,
so
you
he
can't go to, but I'm curious with this. Oh, he jumped over a gap we can't follow. Damn it.
I think the game developers know.
They knew there'd be people like you. It's like, I want to go see where they go. I want to see them despawn. Bane. Batman.
Would you like to see my penis?
Oh my god.
Old Vulcan's got something new for you. Please take your time.
I think one thing that also made me a little sad, and I can't remember if this was a problem for me necessarily, but it felt like with how many people you kill, you barely get any money out of them. So like buying upgrades is a pain in the ass. But I don't remember if that was true or not, and if that was Genesis that I'm thinking of.
I don't think so, but we'll see as this goes on.
But then again, I was way more, I guess I'll get this. And you're very selective.
What would you ask?
Which is a good thing, honestly.
So yeah, like the scythe, it deals way less damage than Chaos Eater, but it works better on like groups of enemies.
Yeah, and it's got range too.
Yeah. Honestly, of the 3 main weapons you get for war, the scythe is actually my least favorite. And that is just because, given how much damage enemies take in this game, I would rather just whack on them with the sword and then just use a blade geyser to deal with crowds. Also, because I'm pretty sure the weapons only get experience when they get a kill shot in, the scythe is the slowest weapon to level up, because again, it deals the least amount of damage.
Which you think would be the opposite, but...
Again, this very much feels like a first game in a
Oh,
franchise.
1,000,000%.
Like, even though I do not like the story as much in Darksiders 2, Darksiders 2 definitely gets the gameplay a lot more correct. So, yeah. Although, again, now that I know I can use the horn, trashing the cars for souls is not as much of a chore. How much longer do you want to keep going?
However long you want to.
Okay, sounds good. I'm kind of hoping we can at the very least get to Tiamat's temple before we call it quits. But I also know it's like, this is technically a continuation of my morning stream, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like, we still have technically done plenty of streams. The channel's done plenty of stream today. Okay, it's not cracking. It kind of looked like it was, but it was not. Damnation. Although I will say I do like that you can just immediately toggle between, or you don't even need to toggle. You can just, one weapon is mapped to one button, the other
there's
is mapped.
the other, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there's
nice.
no change in between. There's like no cooldown between the animations of using each weapon. Actually, something I kind of find funny, and now that I know that apparently Death did lock Harvester up at the end of the Abomination Vaults. I mean, so in the Abomination Vaults, so in lore, all the weapons that the Horsemen use are all supposed to have unique effects and abilities to aid the Horsemen in their combat. What's funny is that Harvester's thing is supposed to be, it can shapeshift into whatever weapon that Death needs. And I remember reading the Abomination Vault, I'm like, oh, this is probably how they're going to justify Death using so many different weapons in his game compared to, you know, how few weapons War got to use in the first game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, that's not what it is. You just literally pick up more weapons as the games go on.
I'm gonna find that thing I saw. Because.
And I mean, then again, it makes some sense because Darksiders 2 is the only one of the four Darksiders 2. Yeah, Darksiders 2 is the only one of the four Darksiders games where you're not acting on behalf of the Charred Council, meaning Death is only engaging enemies with his own strength and not the strength he gets by acting as a horseman. So you could argue that, oh, that's why he's gotta just use the weapons that he finds because he can't use his. And even then, it's like, but he made Harvest. It don't matter. I'm still a little confused by that detail.
Oh, they might have gotten that info wrong. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
No, Harvester just shapeshifted into the two-handed side. Or the two mini sides or whatever. That's it.
I mean, because he can absolutely combine his two scythes. Then again, maybe the explanation is that, oh, he gave Harvester to War for this adventure or whatever.
I think what confused them was the Death Door overview on its wiki. Talked about how Death had to acquire a new pair of sides because his current one is forbidden. Or something from being taken to Earth.
Maybe.
Ugh.
I don't know. I had never heard that.
I don't read the extraneous media.
Yeah. And I haven't read the Abomination Vault or any of the graphic novels / comic books in a while, so my knowledge is a bit out of touch on. Heck, even in the lore of the games themselves, I'm a little out of touch since I haven't played these games in a while.
As wise as you are.
Was that like stone skin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are the swim controls as like difficult? I seem to remember not liking them as much. But...
No.
Okay.
I think they're fine. And since you have complete control over the camera, you don't run into that issue of with the loss of physics, you then kind of get forced into tight corners like you'd run into in like N64
Yeah.
games with some whim physics.
Maybe
But-
it was something else I was thinking of.
Then again, maybe that was something that was patched, that was fixed in the Warmaster edition. And maybe it was worse on Xbox.
I want to see if there's a list of what they did change.
That's, yeah, not a bad idea. Just need one more to get the health upgrade. I don't remember where it is, but I think it's in Tiamat's dungeon, so I think I am in pretty good shape to have that health upgrade during that boss fight.
So Warmaster is just a graphical improvement.
Oh, really?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
All right, then. Well, still, I'd rather play
And
the
that
nice-
graphical improvement added like 12 to 14 gigabytes of data to the game.
Still, I would rather play this version than the original. If for no other reason, then I can play it on a PlayStation 5
Yeah.
rather than have to rely on our 360, which can't connect to the internet anymore.
Yeah. I mean, does it have an Ethernet cable?
Yes, but the problem is that it isn't compatible with like the software or
Oh, right,
of the
like
modern
the
internet.
Yeah.
Because yes, it does absolutely have an Ethernet cable hookup, and I did.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yeah, we
I couldn't
did
remember
try
if we
that.
did. Can I help you, sir?
Do you require medical resistance?
I can't remember. Is this one you just... No, he's like over there and he throws things and you just have to dodge while you keep platforming? Question mark?
I think so. Or nope. Because the
Oh, you're stuck. That's rude.
the lift.
Oh, maybe you have to throw cars back at him? No, you can't catch that shit midair. Oh, there he is. Okay, you can... Whatever. Hooray! I wonder if you're categorized as a mini-boss.
Probably. But to quote, so there was like a big marketing push for Darksiders 2 because again, Darksiders 2 was going to be the game that either saved THQ or bankrupted it, and it bankrupted it.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of interaction on social media to try to promote Darksiders 2.
Yeah.
So one of the things that they did was that they were releasing screenshots from the game, and they were holding caption contests with the fans.
Yeah.
And one was Death was face to face with like this cat feline demon monster. And I think the caption that won with that one is it's like, hey, no matter how much bluster you'll have, you'll just be a common, you'll just be a common mob spawn in about 5 hours.
Jesus. Were they right?
Yes. Yes, that cat demon was an early mini-boss, and it did become a common, like, big mob monster by the end. And especially given Death's vastly improved kit compared to War, dealing with them was not that big of an ask. Actually, funnily enough, those cat demons were one of the few enemies in the game that did operate on the rule of just hit them enough times and then you'll be able to eventually get an execution on them.
Right.
Da, 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 da.
Can you get that thing on the roof?
I could get that thing on the roof.
Cool.
You see, what I find kind of funny, given just, again, how many things in this game do kind of have, like, direct equivalents to a traditional Zelda game, but rather than it being a small key or whatever, it's now like a
Ornate
or point key or whatever. And now it just kind of reminds me of Nitro Rad's, or like the early career review of the game Vex. Edgy.
Yeah, the fact that the keys are just daggers to stab into eye doors. Which, why didn't we do that with the big eye doors?
Yep.
Cinematic.
This way. It's nothing. Some demon trick. I know what I saw.
He's right.
Uriel.
Oh, I thought that was
It's there.
implicating that she saw us.
The stench in this place.
Yep. No.
You can sense it. Ancient. Neither the White City nor the Black Depths. Something lost between.
I love that they have a writing thing when they have wings. I mean, they get tired, I'm sure, but it's still just like, what?
Hellgod, to arms!
Slay him!
I know that's not the first cutscene that we've seen Uriel in, but because I didn't say anything... First time, it's like, I gotta admit, I do actually find Uriel pretty damn attractive.
I mean, that's her point, sadly.
Yeah. Hey, it's a good thing we're playing this, because there's Star Fox 64 that got remade again. So, in addition to, like, hey, Darksiders 5 was announced within the past couple months. So it's a good thing we're replaying this. Also, it's important because it was one of our first games we ever streamed. But also, Star Fox! This was Manifest Destiny. Also, this is a shitty Star Fox clone because, God, this thing moves slow.
How can you say it's a Star Fox clone, though? This is just a turret section.
I mean, but I can move the thingy.
You can move things in turret sections sometimes.
Fair enough. Fine, it's a Panzer Dragoon clone.
That I believe more.
I also love that these angels in this, you know, gothic fantasy game have machine guns.
Hey, we gotta differentiate heaven and hell a bit more. Hell is very
Medieval.
hoorah, medieval, and now we have angelic futurism.
Yeah, and I don't mind. I joke because, I mean, we're assholes. Whoa, where the fuck did that come from?
It's them.
Yeah, but I do actually like it from an aesthetic standpoint.
I remember dying in this section a lot when I did it.
I don't remember for sure.
You gotta look away. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a little motion sick.
Christ.
You okay?
I'm about to die.
Rest in peace, bitch.
Correction, I just died.
Rest in peace, bitch.
So would it be so bad if you could actually hit something without having to lock onto it? Now, the nice thing was...
I thought you said you could just shoot and didn't have to lock on.
I can, but I can't hit for shit.
Oh. You good.
One nice thing is it didn't make me
I
start...
wish you had a dodge roll or something. You're so slow.
Yeah. The other nice thing about it, though, is it isn't making me restart from the very beginning of this turret section. I don't think it is. Help me, Stone Boy.
No.
He technically did, but They were for enemies that were so far out that they would never have been able to hit me anyway.
Meaning they were set dressing.
Yep. Demons! Literally.
We're in the Cave of Wonders.
Man, where's all the treasure that...
This is the part where all the treasure is melted.
Oh. This is the part where you get fucked. So, one major complaint about the Darksiders franchise that I sadly do kind of have to agree with, even though I do like the designs of all the monsters and angels and demons and whatnot, but the demons in particular, especially in Darksiders 2, are a little unimaginative. They're very safe, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like they look demonic, they serve the purpose well, but there's very little about them that really makes them stand out compared to literally any other game that has the angels versus demons set up.
Yeah.
Again, does that make it bad? Absolutely not. I still enjoy the designs, and especially that winged demon we just fought. I'm like, I like its design.
I
but,
wish
yeah.
the demons had as fun of choices made with Samael. Like, why aren't all the demons got upside down wings? Why don't
they're supposed to?
Oh, none of them do except him.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, the more powerful demons, the more humanoid-looking ones, because that's supposed to be like when let me rephrase that. The demons that are meant to be fallen angels are all supposed to have wings like that. So that was something that was established in the expanded lore, that when a demon gets cast out of heaven and becomes, when an angel gets cast out of heaven and becomes a demon, the part of the transformation means that they lose their feathered wings and grow those spiked inverted wings. Because yeah, like the named demons like Samael and Lilith, and then all of the demons, like, okay, I don't remember any of their names from Genesis. All of them look great, but some of just the mob, the grunts
Yeah.
that you have to fight are very safe in their design.
Oh, rip. I love that you just flow right into it. Like, whatever.
Ow, my spleen.
Your horn should have broke.
Tiamat, I assume? Guess she wasn't up for having visitors today.
I thought Tiamat was a dragon.
Tiamat, mythically speaking, I think is like possibly a serpent.
Oh.
Because I mean, Tiamat is the name Tiamat similar to Bahamut, is actually the name of a mythical creature
Right.
in some mythology. I just know that to some extent D&D took a lot of liberties with the application of the name for both Tiamat and Bahamut.
Oh yeah, Tiamat's supposed to be a Lamia.
Oh, okay. So I was kind of right when I called her a serpent, but...
Or at least she's depicted as one. She's a goddess
Yeah.
from Mesopotamia.
And I'm pretty sure Bahamut's actually like a fish god from somewhere.
Probably Mesopotamia,
Probably.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiamat's the ocean.
Oh. Very, very, very liberal use of that name in D&D, to say the very least.
You are as wise as you are powerful.
I know this is a weird thing to compliment, but I
Oh,
love...
he's Bahamut's Arabian.
Oh, he's Arabian.
Yeah, he is the colossal fish or whale that the Earth sits on, or that he supports the Earth.
Okay.
He's the space whale.
Space whale.
My favorite animal to take a picture of in Beyond Good and Evil.
Mm-hmm.
I love space whale.
But honestly, I love just how much of a cocksucker Volgrim is to the player characters. Just, I love how slimy he is.
He's a businessman.
Because using the handles for losers.
Oh, in fact, I think that's a statue of her.
Yeah. Let's take a look. See.
Over here!
Not now. Get up there and get a good look. No.
Not really.
Boo.
Horseman!
No, maybe that's just an angel.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Chaos Eater just, disappears into the ether.
I love that there was dialogue and it didn't work.
Yep.
Oh, God. Yeah, definitely just a graphical update, and that's it.
Yep.
Here you go, madam.
Honestly, I don't necessarily mind these puzzles. It just amuses me that when Chaos Eater just disappears into the nether to
Yeah.
accommodate them.
It makes me wish that he just held it and didn't sheath it. Hope you're having fun over there, kids.
Fuck you, Mom!
Be back in time for dinner.
So is anyone going to tell him that he actually is the dinner?
That's why I said they both need to be back in time for dinner.
Oh, I understand. You're playing 4D chess with your wordplay, honey.
I am. I usually try to. Ew.
Hey, look, it looks like one of those dick monster things from inside Jabu Jabu's belly.
That's one way to describe them. And I hate that you did. Can't we just call them tonsils and be done?
Alright, we can call them tonsils with dicks.
No. You're not allowed to play Zelda with me anymore.
Alright. Besides, tonsils is a cat.
Yes, because he wasn't named after a body part.
Nope. Not at all. The body part got its name from the cat.
Because that cat existed before humankind.
Exactly.
I think you're in a clown closet arena.
Yeah, it was just, I vaguely remembered there possibly being the chest with the last piece of heart around here. Yes, I'm just calling them pieces of heart, sue me.
I mean, you might not be wrong. It might appear after the clown closet.
barely realize the music that's playing right now is the title screen music. So
I hope that's not a glitch.
So one thing that I do kind of have issues when it comes to Darksiders is the music. Not that the music is bad, but it is not hummable in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's atmospheric, and that's it.
Yeah, it does a wonderful job of setting the music for gameplay, but you will never catch me listening to it at all unless I'm playing it during like a D&D campaign or a Blood on the Clock Tower game and I need to set a creepy environment atmosphere.
I think the other issue, though, is who could hear the music over the fighting?
Exactly.
You like get little bits and pieces of it.
And that's why I do find it funny. Like, I do prefer the music a bit in this game to the second one, even though the second one is way more varied. Because, I don't know. Because once again, it's very much, you're not supposed to listen to it. You're supposed to let it help you get sucked in. And there's more open world, I say that in the strongest possible quotation marks. The music is even more atmospheric in the second game, and it just does not sink into the brain, at least not for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember it was like a big deal to me that when I pre-ordered it, one of the things I got was the soundtrack. And I got like 2 songs in, I'm like, this is not fun to listen to.
Oh, those fuckers.
I know those bombs have been a somewhat enduring element of the puzzle solving on this franchise. Sorry, I'm just like with these wall climbing puzzles. They though there's way more of them in Darksiders 2 because there's a lot more emphasis on Death's agility, so there's a lot more verticality in the level design. But I just remember watching, because again, I watched so much of the pre-release of Darksiders 2's press and promotion. They said, yeah, the first game, War played like a juggernaut, so we really wanted to make sure that Death felt truly unique in his playstyle. So their approach is, we wanted to make a game about a spider monkey that can kill you.
Yeah. Those are always fun to hear. Those kinds of ideas from the developers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just funny.
Because, like, something that I didn't know, but YouTuber Cat Icarus shared this tidbit, and it actually makes a lot of sense. That the first Crash Bandicoot game, like, its code name and development was Sonic's Ass Game, because the design philosophy for the game, at least at first, was let's. I'm sure I can pop that out and move it to you.
I don't think so. It would be glowing otherwise. Like the one you picked up at the beginning.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because the design philosophy that they were going for with Crash Bandicoot was, what if we made a game that was like that was like Sonic, but you played from behind, aka Sonic's ass.
We didn't get a key, did we?
We did not.
Okay.
But good question. Now, I do know, and again, one of Nitro Rad's friends, I forget his name, because Nitro Rad didn't grow up playing Crash, but his friend did, so when he talked about one Crash game, he had him
talk about it
with him, just to kind of give him some context of a fan of the series. Now, this friend in question, again, I do apologize, I don't remember his name, he said that one of the reasons why he liked Crash Bandicoot since he was a kid is because to him it played like a Donkey Kong Country game, but from the side. And I've played a little Donkey Kong Country, not extensively, I mean, Donkey Kong Country on the classic Game Boy was the first video game that me and my siblings owned. Because the first gaming console any of us owned was my older brother owned one of those old brick Game Boys. And that was the game that came with it. But yeah. So let's be real, it's not always to take an idea and perfectly translate it from 2D to 3D. Like,
Yeah.
I feel there's a reason why Kirby took so long before they ever even attempted a true 3D Kirby game.
Yeah.
Granted, I think they nailed it, but a lot of Kirby fans still think it's like, yeah, some of the 2D Kirby games that have come out, like a lot of people I've seen say Planet Robobot is the best.
I need to give that game a go one day.
I do. I need to try more Kirby games. I've only beaten Kirby in the Forgotten Land and Kirby Squeak Squad. And technically now Kirby Air Riders. I've beaten the story mode, but I've gotten nowhere near close to actually like doing any of all, like getting close to actually doing any, to completing all the achievements. Words, I know them. And that reminds me, so there was a guy that I used to work, me and my brother used to work with, and we worked overnights at Target. Like, he was one of the worst and most hated people we ever worked with in any job we've ever had. In fact, he was such an awful person and so aggressive that my dad had to threaten to sue the Target we worked at over his behavior to fellow employees. But Skyrim was still relatively new when we were working at Target, and the Dragonborn DLC had just come out. And I was playing it, and so was he, and he knew that. He's like, so, how far are you in the DLC? I'm like, I beat it. What do you mean, you beat it? I'm like, I beat the main story. Well, yeah, but in an open world game, you don't beat it until you do everything. I'm like, no. That's completed. There's a difference. Because, yeah, I would argue beating Skyrim is just simply slaying Alduin, because that's the point of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But actually getting the full experience of Skyrim, because it's an open world game about experiencing as much as you can, is like, the game doesn't truly stop after you beat that main story, even if you decide to do that first or whatever. But I'm also not of the opinion that you have to beat absolutely you have to complete everything in an open world game before you can say you beat it. Because the fact of the matter is, even in the greatest open world games, things like that can get tedious pretty quickly.
Yes.
That's why I never even attempted to complete everything in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, no, it was a lot.
And it's why, like, in just since we're talking Breath of the Wild, you know, similar games, when I played Genshin Impact, I tried my best to get every, like, spirit or whatever it was that lets you upgrade your stamina in, like, the first 2 areas of the game. But after that, when I basically got enough stamina to be able to comfortably explore, I stopped actively trying to get every single one. So I'm like, I don't need the stamina upgrades anymore. Like, I don't need them to comfortably explore. And it's getting tedious to track them all down.
There it is.
It's a sword. Oh. New boss guy, or new mini boss enemy person.
New guy.
Oh, shit. Wrong thing. Damn it. I wasted my extra life.
Oh well.
Honestly, I'm like, it shouldn't be able to just be activated really the way it's meant to activate upon death.
Right? It shouldn't be, it should just be not an equipment thing.
Agreed. Oh, cut his body, his legs out from under him.
Nice.
Cut myself into pieces. I accept this sword on behalf of Chaos Eater Stan.
What?
Yeah, they're guys on the internet who are in love with the sword Chaos Eater. You know, Chaos Eater Stan.
That's one way to show you're a stan of Chaos Eater. Just die.
Yep. It's because Chaos Eater's like, I will not let anyone be a stan for me. I'm too good for that.
I'm just a sword. Leave me alone.
I'm just a sword, and I'm only a sword. Also, technically, right now, Chaos Eater is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, I do actually find it funny, just the more I sit on it, how long it took for us to actually be like, okay, I know that an idea we had for the channel is that we'd have the other play the games that the other person likes, if you know what I mean. So we could experience, but I'm just amazed how long it took for us to be like, no, let's just have the person who loves the game play it so you can experience the story and characters.
Yeah.
Because that was a major factor in why it took for fucking ever to get anywhere in Darksiders, or because I'd be like, let's record, and you're like, I just don't really feel like playing Darksiders. Because I know that there was some contention between us in the early days because we were making plenty of progress on Beyond Good and Evil, but we were kind of stagnating for a while on this game.
Yeah.
But that's just because I personally could handle Beyond Good and Evil better than you can handle this.
Yeah.
Again, it's not really meant to be a criticism against you or a praise for me or whatever. It's just, it was the truth of the matter.
It's what it is.
Yeah. Oh, right. But yeah, it is. Because I think the last game that we really tried to stick with that mentality of the person who's not the super familiar one with the game needs to play it was Sly Cooper.
Yeah, I think so.
Granted, I had a lot of fun playing that one. That is the game that made me realize, like, I need to get better at multitasking while playing video games, because I couldn't talk while playing, you know, so I would pause, and that's what made me realize I was holding a bit of a double standard in regards to it. Because, like, Blaze would likewise need to pause when she wanted to make a point, and I'd get impatient and be like, can we keep getting on with the game? I mean, it didn't help that I wasn't the one who got to play so many of the games at that up to that point.
Yeah.
So it was, again, that's actually not really a complaint, but Sly Cooper was definitely the one that made me be like, okay, I need to get over this, because I'm sure everyone else seems to be like, I need to focus on this game because of the good gameplay, but it requires a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So if I want to make a point, let me just take a brief moment for myself. So again, what I'm getting at is I am glad that I was the one who played that, because it was good introspection for me. Clap your hands. Everybody stomp their feet. Hello, my name is Wari Montoya. You stole my bubble gum. Prepare to die. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, this isn't one of those that you can just glide for as long as you want. You can only do it for a few seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
I'll be right back.
All right.
I gotta pee.
Oh yeah, I think I remember messing with that for forever.
Got it.
Fuck you.
It probably was a different one. Because, yeah, it was very clearly you're meant to just use the the boost, the gust, just use it go in the other direction. Okay, so does that just get me a short... I mean, yeah, because I can definitely use that as a shortcut back up there. But what did that actually get me, though? Right, I just seem to remember this. No, I must be remembering incorrectly. That just gives me that. Here we go. Maybe? Hello, Flubber Noodle. It's time for you to be a dead Flubber Noodle. Good to know. Don't blow bombs, kids. I have no fucking clue why that thing was even holding out in the first place, but as you do. Fuck yeah, sparkle, sparkle. Save that health chest for after this scuffle. Yeah, it's more of a shuriken. Crossblade. Have the throwing blade that can strike multiple targets. Oh, good. Big spore burster thingy-mafuckle. That fucker died. Yeah, it's basically a shuriken.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I mean, they call it the crossblade or whatever, but
It's a shuriken. I think the Watcher was trying to yell at you.
yeah, I thought that's what I was trying to acknowledge it, but pressing hold.
What is this place? I have to admit, for a bunch of weaklings, those humans were full of surprises. Who knows what secrets they buried down here?
The thing is,
Demons, apparently.
I don't believe humans made this because humans are canonically much, much, much shorter than horsemen, demons, and whatnot. So the fact that all of these doors are convenient angel demon sized or whatever, like, there's no way the humans made it.
We have comically huge doors, though, as humans.
Those humans were full of surprises. Who knows what secrets they buried down here?
Oh, so that icon won't go away.
Apparently,
That's dumb.
he's like really just,
Fascinated by humans.
yep. He's like a blogger, just gotta make sure, or a podcaster, gotta repeat his point to the ground in hopes that someone will take him seriously.
His sword is tiny.
Now, this, in my opinion, if I remember correctly, is definitely the most useful, like, the crossblade is, like, one of the most useful items in the whole game. Because it gets used a lot. For both puzzles and even
Yeah.
just ranged combat. Because you do technically get... Oops. Because you do get a better ranged weapon later, but it is just basically like... It's like going from the... Kind of like... This is basically the boomerang from the Zelda series.
Yeah.
The other weapon is basically the bow and arrow from the Zelda series. Just if we're, again, using some Zelda comparisons for... Just for my sake. I'll just say it for my sake. I will say this dungeon is bigger than I remembered. Which, I mean, there's nothing saying that, like, the first dungeon of a game has to be small or anything. I'm just saying it is bigger than I remembered.
Yeah.
This isn't the one I just came from, was it? I hate that I can't zoom in. No, this isn't the one I just came from.
Oh,
Whoa.
I hit the mic, I'm sorry.
Oh no, why would you hit the mic? What did Mike ever do to you?
He knows what he did.
Oh, fair enough.
This is timed, ain't it?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, it's a, hey, you can't use me yet demonstration. Gotcha.
Yep. I just needed to confirm whether or not I'm like, okay, I don't think I can use that yet, but I wanted to see if that was indeed that. So we actually got to see Volgrim's voice actor at FanX, I think a year or two ago, 2 years ago, and he took part in a really funny like running like activity that they have at FanX, where they basically get voice actors and then they read like the script of, or like proposed scripts or like alternate scripts for famous movies as their characters. Yeah, that was really funny.
I forgot he was there.
Yeah. Well, it's because he's not exactly known, like, yeah, he's known for playing Volgrim, but it's not like that's a role they put on, like, come see this voice actor of this character from this somewhat niche video game
Oh, you were on the
series.
side with the lever.
You're right. I do need to activate that. Right. There's another one up there I need to hit.
And there's another one, I think, on the other side, I think. If I remember from the flyover.
What does that... Oh. I think I have to hit that and then quickly jump on it, perhaps? Oh no, it just is now going to be in a permanent... That was on me. Is that it? There's an inert bomb right there, okay. So I don't need to drop down, grab that one, I can just use this one.
Yay!
I didn't think so, but at the same time I totally thought so.
Hello, game? There you go, game.
War, come on. I know death's the acrobatic one, but do better.
You're making us look bad. Think you need to blow up this other one first?
Possibly.
Hello, madam.
Be gone, you flaming thought bucket.
Wonder, I guess you could just make a chain.
True. I have no idea if this is the intended
Solution?
but it's the solution we're going with.
If
And
it works, it works.
Yep. I'm not gonna look at exploded gift horse in the
Neck
internal organs. 'Cause, I mean, those are gonna be on full display after it's blown the fuck up.
Hi. Patch up your god mob.
Look out! You killed a sword.
It's so interesting. Like this honestly is more evidence to me these were made by humans because there's so much angel and demon iconography.
Fair enough. You?
Is that a chest down there?
I think so. I couldn't tell. It is a green chest, so it is either just a health replenisher or it is a piece of heart.
I couldn't see it clearly to see if there was a black haze.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, Kate, I'm not hurt, and even if it is a piece of heart, I don't have enough to get another health bar just yet. So I'm like, I'm gonna wait until we come back because we are gonna have to come back here with another sword before I try to get it.
Wee.
Never mind. I really kind of got them. Like, gotta jump over there.
No. This is the intro to the level. It's cinematic. You okay over there?
Yeah, it's the delay jumping. It's just one of those games that if your toe is just barely off the edge of the platform, it doesn't initiate like the double jump animation like some games do or whatever. It just instantly traps you into a free fall.
Ah, it has Bugsy 3D rules.
Yeah. Which I'm like, yes, I know realistically if if your feet aren't on the ground, you can't jump, but this isn't real life, and if this game's gonna have elements of platformers, I'd appreciate some wiggle room with how I can maneuver.
Ah, they're sticking with heightened realism, thank you.
And again, don't get me wrong, I don't think the heightened realism is always a bad thing. But
I think that's the way forward.
I'm not sure, because I need to find a way to get that.
Chest?
Or maybe that lets me get behind that. Yeah, I kind of figured it's like, oh, there must be a switch up there or something like that, but no, I don't.
Oh, actually, this other way might be the way back up.
Whew! At least I caught it that time. Although I thought I saw a switch in there. Or at least a chest in there or something.
Yeah, there's a chest. Maybe you have to get it later.
Yeah, maybe coming back, it loops around back that way or something. I'm gonna assume that's probably what it is. Or at the very least, this will take me. Yes, I will take another sword. I will add this sword to my collection of swords. Actually, all the joking aside, I remember there was, in college when I was taking my creative writing class, you know, we all had to pair off and critique each other's, short stories, you know, some critiques more valid than others. But, like, there was one guy who was writing a sort of a sci-fi fantasy story, and it was made very evident because, like, the main character's name, even though it was supposed to be like fantasy and magic, was J3. Now, a lot of people were like, hey, is there a reason why he has like a letter and a name, or if his name is just a letter and a number? He's like, yes, it is. So most of us were like, okay, we trust you. But there was this one guy, like, every time, because we had to, like, we wrote the story, then we took in the notes, did some rewrites, applying the notes, then we came back and met again. Well, one of the critiquers of that story was just like, hey, you didn't listen to me and change the main character's name, so I have no other notes for you because you're not listening to me.
Oh my god.
I'm like, bitch, he already said there's a reason for it. That's no reason for you to not do your assignment of give constructive criticism, you know?
Yeah, it's like if he didn't listen to that point, find a different point.
Yeah. But like one point, again, I'm using this other story, is that I don't remember why. I think it was sure just a typo, but it was a consistent typo that anytime he spelled the word sword, he spelled it with an A, so it was sward, you know?
Ah.
So that was a point that I'm like, hey, just to point out again, I know I said it last time, but you're still misspelling the word sword. Is that intentional, you know? And if I remember correctly, it wasn't. I don't remember why he was misspelling it. It don't matter, but... yeah. Just anytime I say the word sward, that's just what I always just remember back to that. I also now always think of Sven Swartzen.
Oh my god.
Or Sven Swartzen.
Ben.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Abby, when she played a knight at a local LARP park, and her character was like supposed to have like a big chip on her shoulder.
Yeah,
so
it was very much a raised in nobility. She was very much not like a princess, but you know, very much raised to be like one. And she fell in love with the knights in stories. And she just wanted so desperately to live that life. Go fight dragons, go save other, you know, different princesses. That kind of thing. She was queer as hell. And one of my friends, who was also acting there, because sometimes on our days off, we'd still go into the park just to go mess with each other or just go play, honestly. And they knew this info about my character, but she doesn't like admitting it to people. She tries to hide the fact, because a lot of the books she would end up reading were corset rippers or romantic in nature, because that's just what was around. And so she would always try to hide this, but she would also send people on quests to find the librarian or the professor to try to find stories to fill that want. And she would only give this to people who had joined the Knights Guild and or just seemed more trustworthy to her. Like, have been really nice. So she had been hearing about this quest because she was one of the people that people would go talk to. So I gave her a heads up. So she came in on a day off, and she asked for anything she could do, and so I gave her that quest because I thought it'd be funny. Because, yeah. And so she's like, oh, I got one better. And I went, what? And then she just reached into her bag and pulled out a book. A corset ripper. And I was just like, you're kidding me. And she's like, I want you to have this. Poor Rida. She, like, what? And she, like, looks around, makes sure the other knights aren't around. She's like, are you sure I can have this? And she's like, yeah, no, I got it for you. I immediately shoved that shit into my bag and was super excited. She was so giddy. Rida was so giddy. But quickly then had to recover and be like, you tell no one. And she's like, I tell no one. And, but she did go tell. Actually, no, I think I told the other knights when we were all alone. I'm like, look what our friend got me. And they were just like, oh my God, can we try to find it? And I was like, yes. So we made it a whole thing of because they were, my equal and then my commanding officer. So they made this whole thing of trying to figure out hey, Arida's in suddenly a much better mood, and we don't know why, but she's like really protective of her bag today. We're trying to figure out what's in there, and it became a whole thing. It was fun.
Yeah. And then, just for the lulz, the two of us kind of read through the book, and the love interest name was
Swen Swartzen. It was just, mwah. And it was actually really good.
It was wonderfully cheesy.
Oh, it was so corny.
Sir, are you okay in your cage in there? Whoa! Is that your heart, sir?
Oh, he's out.
He's leaking.
Good. I think one of my favorite things with Arida that season was when Arida basically had to like take her test to rank up, and then the command would meet her and her companion. It's like, so who won? I did. Well, but what's the lesson? Sometimes there is no lesson. Sometimes you just fail.
We were so angry. I love that show. It was there was some frustrations with it, but it was a fun little thing, and man, queer kids just cheer for me.
Yep. Abby got so many gay girls in
Just
love
these
with
sweet
Arida.
little, probably still slightly closeted.
Especially here in Utah.
Yeah, especially here in Utah.
Ooh, execution.
Teenagers just were like, yes, a hot night, bitch.
Oh, I love that kill anim. I love that execution skit. That was fun.
I wish you could pick up the swords.
Yeah.
How dare they just have them lying around if you can't do anything with them?
That's something I wish more games did, because I remember that was a huge deal in Wind Waker when it's like, hey, not only is it a new Zelda game, but you can actually take your enemies' weapons. And again, as I know that like looting enemies was old hat in other fantasy series, but as someone who didn't get to play games like Skyrim or Elder Scrolls until much later, the idea of being like, wait, if an enemy has a weapon, you can just use the weapon was a brand new concept for me at the time.
Yeah.
Hell, I even remember that one of the reasons why Ocarina of Time stood out so much in my head, because wait, you can change Link's tunic's color. Magic is this? Again, I know that's like nothing now. Like, if anything, just only been able to change Lloyd's costumes into like 5 different options instead of just being able to like freely equip new weapons and armor is arguably nothing special now. But still, what matters is what the experience was for you as a child. You know? That's why it's like you can never and should never harshly judge someone's experience from a young age, because I'm like, yeah, it might seem you might not see it now, but this was important to them at some point when they were more impressionable, you know? Because again, just another example, one of the reasons why Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2 for the GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2 were such important games to me as a kid, because it was the first time I played a multiplayer fantasy adventure game where you weren't stuck on the same screen while you were playing together. Like, it was the first game I played that the screen was separated into different spaces depending on how many players were. And it's like, you could go, one player could go one way to explore, and I could go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because before that, the closest equivalent I had was Crystal Chronicles, where everyone was stuck on the same screen, because everyone had to stay within the bubble, or you die. Which even then, I still think Crystal Chronicles is definitely the better multiplayer game of the two.
I think it's more just, it felt like there was a lot more, and I'm not saying Phantasy Star didn't have it, but that wasn't its focus.
Yeah.
But it, Crystal Chronicles just felt more world building.
Yes. And again, that's part of the problem with Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2 for those respective systems, is that they were online multiplayer games that were on consoles during an era where online connectivity on home consoles was still in its infancy. Because, like, Xbox, I was fine, my understanding, but I think for, like, both the PlayStation 2 and, like, especially the GameCube, you had to buy internet adapters to even connect to the internet with those. And I never had those, so I never actually played those games online as they were intended. I only ever played them either solo or just locally with Sunshine, which again arguably is not the ideal way to play it. But because again the focus was more on, this is more about playing with other people than out and out world building.
Yeah.
And again, that's not to say that MMOs can't have good world building. That's on me. That's not to say MMOs can't have good world building. Let's be real. The reason why World of Warcraft is as endearing as it is because of its world building, I assume. But not all MMOs are as popular as World of Warcraft, so they don't always have the decades upon decades of story and lore to build.
Yeah.
It's like, just heck, I remember, just case in point, my first MMO I ever played was RuneScape. I couldn't tell you a thing about that game's world, and if that game even had story. Then again, I haven't played it since I was 13. I don't even know if it's even still up for that matter.
I think there's, like, fan servers that are still alive.
I mean, the fact that I've been seeing other games that are coming out that use the RuneScape name, either A, it's gone, or these are meant to be, like, spin-offs or spiritual sequels. And then after that, it was the next MMO I played was a game called Conquer. Yeah, I don't fucking know if there was a story to that game either. And then the last one I kind of got into was the game Perfect World, if anyone's ever played that one.
That was an interesting one.
Yeah. I remember...
there was a chest.
Oh, I think I already got that one.
Oh, yep, you did. Okay.
However, I seem to remember a lot of people said Perfect World was the MMO for people who couldn't afford a WoW subscription.
That tracks.
Yeah. I mean, I actually enjoyed Perfect World for a bit. But at least for me, even though the game was completely free to play, after you hit level 20, it became play to win completely.
Yeah, pay to... Oh, absolutely.
Or pay to win, that's what I meant. Because... at least after level 20, the options for, like, soloing dropped off, like, completely. So you basically had to be partied up all the time and get nowhere.
Yep.
Which, again, as someone who is a perpetual solo player who doesn't really like playing games online, especially with strangers, that was just not a... That was not a fun experience for me, to say the very least.
I dares.
I dares you to suck on Chaos Eater. I dares to approach the Tog of Wisdom.
That is a good wisdom.
I just realized my health is really
Yeah,
low.
you're dying.
So I don't need to necessarily save the health chests for afterwards, because I'm not going to survive this without the health chests. Give me the wrath. Oh yeah, did you ever end up looking at all the
Oh yeah,
Horseman
I
upgraded
think I still
form?
prefer Death.
Okay. Is it just because it's the Grim Reaper?
I think so.
Fair enough.
It's very easy to personify death because we've done it for centuries. Personifying war, a little more abstract. So just big Balrog demon, sure. Furies is too similar to wars, and their whole thing is she's engulfed in the flames of fury, and it's like, wow, so smart, guys.
And even then, like, I don't mind that they changed Pestilence and Conquest into, or Famine and Conquest into Strife and Fury, but at the same time, I do still, it's like, so, what do you do with that in terms of, like, giving them super forms?
Yeah. Stripes is okay.
Yeah.
It's just a gun alien.
Yeah.
So I think I prefer Death just because it's the most noticeably thematic.
Yeah. I mean,
it's super easy to make that thematic.
Yeah. Then again, I know one of the things people didn't like, kind of going back to Fury's super form and how it's too similar to Death's. I know a complaint that people had about Fury's super form is that it's likewise just kind of it's similar to Wars as well. Or I'm repeating myself. One of the complaints I've heard about Fury's now canon design versus her old design is she does just look too much like War, but in terms of her armor and colors, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Whereas before she had a completely unique color palette and design.
Yeah, don't know why they got rid of the color palette. I get the design because it's like it was just very
sexual.
Edgy boy boobs.
Yep.
Well, at least with her newer design, yeah, there's still a little bit of boobs, but it was very much still like I swear they got a woman on the team to go. Let me fix this a little bit.
But I wouldn't mind if she kept like her paler skin or like she kind of had like a purplish aesthetic from what I remember. It's like I feel her color palette didn't need to change, but I do prefer. But yeah.
But then again, with her hair being able to change color depending on her thing, then it's
yeah. But yeah, to say the very least, well, I definitely do think an argument can be made, and dare I say even should be made, that Darksiders 3 is almost the best one. I will admit that some of Fury's stuff is a little less inspired compared to her brothers. I may have wasted some time.
Uh-oh.
By forgetting where this led. Because I'm not done, because I still need to put this sword with the other three.
I think you're going backwards. This is very familiar.
Yeah, I literally just came from here, so I have to...
Oh.
Because there was a door right next to where I just came out of to get this sword.
Oh.
And I didn't remember I had been through there. So I'm like, oh, let's...
explore.
Let's explore. But it's literally the way back, so... Got it. Double back.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That's on me. Well, it's on me, and it's also on the fact that the map doesn't let me zoom in to take a closer look. So that's why I was kerfuzzled.
This is fine.
It's fine. Okay. You'll go right. I definitely do appreciate that in later Darksiders games, they make it a button input for you to jump away from the wall you're standing on.
Oh, they don't do the control stick thing?
Uh-uh.
Oh.
It's... Okay. And the reason they do a button, it's so you don't have to, like, fight, you know, get the camera in the exact spot.
That's fair.
It's, and especially in some cases where the camera just won't go in a specific spot. It's like, okay, we know you need to jump away from the camera.
Don't forget to get chest before you put in thing.
Where is that chest? There it is. Yeah, that's just a health chest.
Oh, okay.
But I am low. I'm not full on health. I should say I'm low on health. So, okay, I guess I technically was low on health. There we go. I'm assuming this is going to give me access to the boss key.
I assume, and or if it doesn't just lead you straight to it.
Yeah.
Que no los dos.
Okay, no boss key item, just unlock the boss room. I can get behind that. Now, I know there's like something like over there on the bottom half that I could like blow up, but it's an inert bomb and there's no... Anyway. Or no, maybe I didn't have the shirt. Whatever. I'm not... Too late. It's too late. I'm committed to fighting the boss, and then maybe I can double back and grab it. I'm planning on ending the stream once I defeat Tiamat.
Yeah.
Because I feel that's a natural stopping point, and we do need to get ready for the rest of our 4th of July activities. Just to date the stream. Although I'm pretty sure we mentioned it was the 4th of July in the description, so we already did that.
All streams are dated. They all have the dates they were posted. We're done. I weirdly appreciate you don't have a woman's voice, but it's also weird you don't have a woman's voice. Or are you just a man with boobs? Oh, okay. Don't even get to hear the terms.
Well, his terms are, you die.
Ah, fair.
Now, again, I will say, while the generic monsters don't have the greatest designs, I do really like Tiamat's design.
Unfortunate. Oh. Get this bad bitch. Do you have your attention?
I have one.
Is your... Oh, no, you have two. You have two more bars.
I should have bought the Chaos Spear move. I think that's what it's called. Again, I get with how heavy War is, it does make a certain amount of sense that he would not be like so nimble on his feet that he could just dodge and then keep moving, you know?
Yeah,
That does
but-
make it difficult to like dodge out of the way of that jump attack and then get airborne to not actually take damage from it.
Yeah.
I killed her! At least I assume. Oh wait,
Nope.
no, okay, it isn't.
It's, I think, just... No,
Okay, it is
either,
based on damage.
It's
not
either based on
for-
damage or HP totals that you take in.
Yeah.
Like, dealt, I mean.
There we go!
I mean, I guess it's the same thing.
God.
Do it! Tear out her heart while she still lives. I want to hear her scream. One of the chosen. I can grant your every wish.
Can you restore the balance?
Oh, wait, that was me laughing because I can!
No wonder Samael wants this thing. It's coursing with power. You really think he's going to let you live long enough to collect on your end?
Oh.
I don't know. I think the idea is like War's Gauntlet is like a hand of holding or something since you store your souls in there. So yeah, it definitely absolutely looks like he just crushed the damn thing, but we do still present the hearts whole to Sammy Whammy.
I don't know. That was just bad direction on that. That was terrible.
Yep, I agree.
Should have been magicked away and then you
Tragic.
close your fist.
Without your feathered friend, how will you escape this prison of rock?
I'll
Hi.
find a way.
You have certainly proven yourself resourceful. Perhaps I can provide a quicker way.
Speak plainly, demon.
Serpent holes, ancient paths that worm their way beneath the husk of this dead world and beyond. I use them to get about, and for a price, so can you.
Your wings
What
suck,
do you
dude.
want, Baldrum?
A trifle, really? The Chosen's heart. I felt its power the moment you stepped from that tower. You wound me, horseman. I would never come between you and your friend Samael. No, I only wish to look at the heart. One glance, and our bargain is sealed.
Wow. From nowhere.
Samael will be pleased. The serpent holes are yours, horseman. Seek me out when you wish to use them.
Like, I know that was building for Volgrim's character, but man, that felt pointless.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I think that's a good stopping point.
Yep.
Yeah. Edgelord stream tomorrow.
Apollo Justice stream Tuesday.
Yep. Oh yeah, definitely want to save.
That would have been so tragic if you just turned it off.
Fucking hell. But yeah, not sure when. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.